hello, hello. Is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me. Is there anyone home? Come on, come on, come on now. I hear you feeling down. Well, I can ease your pain and get you on your feet again. Relax, 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 relax. I'll need some information first, just the basic facts. Can you show me where it hurts? There is no pain, you are receding. A distant ship, smoke on the horizon. You are only coming through in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. When I was a child, I had a fever. My hands felt just like two balloons. Now I've got that feeling once again. I can't explain, you would not understand. This is not how I am. I have become comfortably numb. Okay, 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 okay. Just a little pinprick. There'll be no more, but you may feel a little sick. Can you stand up, stand up, stand up? I do believe it's working good. That'll keep you going through the show. Come on, it's time to go. There is no pain, you are receding. A distant ship, smoke on the horizon. You are only coming through in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. When I was a child, I caught a fleeting glimpse. Out of the corner of my eye, I turned to look, but it was gone. I cannot put my finger on it now. The child has grown, the dream is gone. I have become comfortably numb. Okay, 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 okay. Just a little pinprick. There'll be no more, but you may feel a little sick. Can you stand up, stand up, stand up? I do believe it's working good. That'll keep you going through the show. Come on, it's time to go. Thought it's time to go. Out of the corner of my eye, I turned to look, but it was gone. I cannot put my finger on it now. The child is grown, the dream is gone. I have become...
Alrighty then. Picture this, if you will. 10 to 2 a.m. ex-Yogi DMT and a box of Krispy Kremes in my need-to-know pose just outside of Area 51, contemplating the whole chosen people thingy, when just then a flame in stealth banana split the sky like one would hope but never really expect to see in a place like this. Cutting right, angled donuts on a dime, and stopping right at my Birkenstocks, and me yelping, holy fucking shit! 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 Then the X-File being looking like some kind of blue-green Jackie Chan, with Isabella Rossellini lips and breath that reeked of vanilla chick chomper. Did a slow-mo matrix descent out of the butt into the banana vessel and hovered above my bug eyes, my gaping jaw, and my sweaty L. Ron Hubbard upper lip. And all I could think was, I hope Uncle Martin here doesn't notice that I pissed my fucking pants. So light in his way like an apparition that he had me crying out. Fuck me, it's gotta be the deadhead chemistry. The blighter got right on top of me, got me seeing E motherfucking T. And after calming me down with some orange slices and some fetal spooning, E.T. revealed to me his singular purpose. He said, you are the chosen one, the one who will deliver the message. A message of hope for those who choose to hear it, and a warning for those who do not. Me, the chosen one, they chose me. And I didn't even graduate from fucking high school. You'd better listen. Then he looked right through me with somniferous almond eyes. Don't even know what that means, must remember to write it down. This is so real, like the time they floated away. See, my heart is pounding, cause this shit never happens to me. I can't breathe right now. It was so real, like I woke up in Wonderland, all sort of terrified. I don't wanna be all alone while I tell this story. And can anyone tell me why? You all sound like Peanut's parents. Will I ever be coming down? This is so real, finally it's my lucky day. See, my heart is racing, cause this shit never happens to me. I can't breathe right now. You believe me, don't you? Please believe what I've just said. See, the dead ain't touring, and this wasn't all in my head.
This is XboxEra. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the XboxEra podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything XboxEra does is only made possible by our community and the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our executive producers and MVPs are an amazingly generous bunch, only shown up by the incredible support of our grand benefactors, Cryat56 and Assassin Entertainment. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely XboxEra CEO, Torn Raptor. This community is the best one on the internet, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra and pledge your support. Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 262 of the XboxEra podcast. We're here to discuss all of the latest in gaming from across the video game industry, but overall, we're focused on your favourite platform, Xbox. As always, a big shout out to our incredible MVPs, executive producers, and all of our patrons, but especially our grand benefactors, Crack56, Assassin, Kevin S. I love having an extra one in there, and our wonderful CEO, Torn Raptor. As always, everything we do is made possible by you lovely lot, so really appreciate the support. If you are listening or watching right now and want to support us directly, you can head to patreon.com/XboxEra. I'm joined, as usual, by Special Nick.
What's going on?
And the lovely Jessie as well. We're all here. We're all back.
Hello.
It's all back to normal. Hello, mate. Hello, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day to all the
It's just-
Australian and American mothers.
It was just for all the moms.
English mothers can go fuck themselves. You had your day in March,
English
yeah?
mothers.
Want
the
your
British
fucking
mums.
mixing.
The British mums can go get fucked.
Bottle of water.
What a bowl.
Oh, it's a Saturday night,
Mm.
and we're all fired up because
Sunday
You know.
morning.
yeah, that too. It's been a week. It's been a week. It's lovely to see everybody in the chat. Welcome all, young and old, tired and not so tired. There's lots to dig into this week, but in a nice way. Big topic of conversation today, and it kind of fits nicely into what we've been playing, which is the lovely Doom: The Dark Ages, which is the review's out. Jesse powered through this one in a decent amount of time, and then powered through it again, up in all the difficulties. Let's get into it. Doom.
Yeah.
Nick, you've been playing it.
I
We've
have
all been playing it. We've all been
You
playing
haven't been
Ex-
playing it much, Nick, or John.
Bethesda Australia were kind enough to set me up.
Bethesda are generous.
Yeah, Bethesda Australia whitelisted me.
Very nice.
Said, here you go. Make sure you follow all the embargo rules. I was like, whatever. I won't talk about it. I'm not reviewing it. It's fine. I'm just playing it. And man, I love this game. It's so good. Yes, Doom the Dark Ages, I feel, is amazing. Unfortunately, I haven't beat it yet, and that's despite how much I've been playing it. I've been playing it a lot since I got access.
Your
You've let
OCD.
your OCD get you.
which brings me to probably my only quote unquote major gripe, and it's not even major.
And it is very
Is
much
that-
a you gripe, we'll say.
To me, this game is extremely long. Like I've put a lot of hours in, and I'm up to. Can I say how many chapters, or will that be a spoiler?
No, that's all there. You
It's
can't say
no-
what happens in the story, but there's 22 chapters.
There's 22 chapters, and I'm up to chapter 14. And I've put a lot of hours into this game. If the game ended for me right now, I'd be more than satisfied that it's a long enough game.
How
But the
many
fact that it
hours?
still has
'Cause-
another 8 chapters. Well, I don't know because the game's not
Oh,
active
yeah.
on the
You don't
Xbox
have the
app
thing yet,
I
yeah.
can't check my hours.
I was
I'd be
recording
shocked if
everything
I
I
had-
did, so I know that my gameplay without going back and replaying things, which I did while I was doing it, I had 12 and a half hours of footage, and I recorded everything. So that was how long it took me to get through the first time, and then I've probably doubled that since doing the review.
Okay. Well, I feel like I've put... I'd be shocked if I haven't put close to 10 hours so far. With my limited time that I've had to play it, I'd be shocked if it's not 10 hours. That doesn't mean it is, because I don't know, I can't check, but it feels very long to me, because each level is very big, and it's not open world, it's small, it's closed
Wide
off
linear.
linear levels. It's like wide linear.
And
lots
some
of
levels are
collectibles.
multiple hubs almost. Like you will
Yes.
be in one area,
Yes.
and then you'll go a ladder, or you'll jump down a hole, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
fades to black for a second, and then it's an entire new section to the level.
But what I will quote unquote spoil is that I'm trying to 100% each level before I move on. That's probably my problem.
Yeah.
So I've 100% at every level except for chapter 5 and chapter 7, which are I'm at like 90 and 99% frustratingly. But the game is amazing. The combat is unreal. The shield is the way the shield mechanic works in combat is fucking grouse.
I found it hard to go back to Eternal in 2016 without it. I wanted the shield so bad.
Yeah, it feels now like you have to have that now going forward, like or something like it, because they've integrated it so well.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Yeah, the combat system is by far the best of the 3 games to me. Just because of the way they've fused the shield in. It's almost you almost have that sense of why wasn't this in the first 2 games? That's how well they've done it.
Mm-hmm.
I think
it is good, and I know I'm going to catch some flack for this. I'm not as like woo Doom as everybody.
You can lose some flack by saying you were not a big Doom 2016 or Eternal fan.
Nope. I'm playing through it, and I think I'm on like chapter, I want to say 9 or 10, something like that. And I really like it, and I admire all of the design and how smooth it feels to play, especially on console. Right, This is a
much
really
better on
nice,
controller game than Eternal.
Yeah, really nicely performing shooter. And I'm playing on normal, and maybe I should just.
I'm playing on easy. I'm playing on easy.
Ultraviolence is the game's fine on normal. I honestly think it shines on ultraviolence. But if you don't want it to be too hard and you just think like, oh, this pairing's a little too easy, you can up the window and stuff like that and just tweak it to give it the challenge you really want.
Maybe I'll play around with it, but like I wanted to go through it and then completely opposite to Nick, then maybe go back and experiment. But the worst thing I can say right now, and this is a personal thing, right? Please don't take this as a knock. I'm kind of sometimes a bit bored. And I hate saying that out loud. Like I'm playing it and I'm like, cool, but like everything becomes so like dung, boom, switch, and it's like there is a Zen kind of feel to it, but I personally am like, okay. Like I'm not like yeah, and that's a bummer for me. But maybe experimenting with different difficulties and stuff is what I need to fool around with.
I would say if you're feeling a little bored, put on ultraviolence, and you will no longer be feeling bored because it gets really difficult.
Yeah, I'm playing on easy and I'm loving it.
I'm talking to John, who actually likes.
I know, but I'm just saying I'm loving it on easy. I don't need it to be any harder. I'm enjoying it on easy.
But like, just to be clear, I don't dislike the game. But I would probably come in a whole point at the moment, and bear in mind I haven't, like, I want to see where the story goes, really. But even that, we'll get into some of those bits. But
I've watched a couple of the cutscenes, mostly because it's Doom. So I'm like, okay, these are going to be fuck yeah America cutscenes. So I'm like, I might watch a couple of these. And they are the cutscenes are very America. Fuck yeah!
I get what you mean.
They've
got a vibe to them.
These are fun. I'm just trying to think now because there's a lot to this. I haven't read anyone else's reviews because I don't particularly want to read stupidity. But and if I was going to be like really
throwing several outlets under the bus there.
So I'm curious. I am curious. Has anyone complained about the lack of enemy variety? Because
yes.
that's a okay. So
even though it is actually the most enemy variety the series has ever had, as far as I know.
It probably is, but it was one thing that... But again, my problem is I don't give a shit about stuff like that. Oh, the enemies are the same. Okay, big deal. Look.
Yeah, in a game where you're fighting against humans.
Demons.
Humans.
And I think the difference here, there's more enemies than in Eternal, as far as I know, but you don't have to use specific weapons to counter them. That's gone. You can use specific weapons to counter armor. Like there are a couple, like the big ball chain. Some of the stuff will do more damage to armor, but anything can take armor down. Other than that, it's just use what you feel comfortable with, and you're pretty much always going to have ammo.
And the dragon flying seems so good.
Well, okay, so here is where, oh man, I hate being like, I don't want to feel like I'm overly critical, but I am going to just... I think the design hiccup that they've had, or at least to me, like when it comes to enemy variety, the enemies aren't really there in any major way to pose a challenge. They're there to continue the pickup flow, right? Like you're going to bosh them, get some ammo, right? Then you're going to do this, and then the shielded guys with the plasma shields, right? I've got to switch to my plasma gun to knock them.
Or
and then
eventually
I've got to hit those other armor guys.
Eventually,
throw my shield.
you can just throw your shield at those guys and it'll bounce between and kill all of them.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Just kills them all in one hit.
But again,
I haven't got that bit yet.
it's a lot different on harder difficulties where you really have to play smart and you can't just run around and kind of like if you just want the zen like Nick is, that's fine. But if you want that challenge and to constantly be paying attention to who's going to be doing what against you out there, then Ultraviolence is where that really picks up.
And I guess the only other thing I find takes me out of it a lot, and I understand because they've got the shield, having on paper, to me, armchair developer right now, on paper the whole reflecting back mechanic is fucking cool. And there are elements that they've worked into the game design that I also think, like the bong is very cool. But sometimes I'm like, it just feels... I don't know how to say this. It feels too video gamey. Does that make sense to anybody, or am I smoking crack?
No.
Like it feels like an element pulled out of an arcade game. And
That
put into
was
a Doom
very much a
game.
Doom Eternal. Like Doom Eternal's entire look and
And full disclosure, I did not get on with Doom Eternal at all. But then I'm a keyboard and mouse.
this is a lot less of that overall than Doom. Outside of some of the very obvious,
why would you
this
give this
guy's
an
got stuff
8.5?
like.
Based on what you're saying, that's not an 8.5. 8.5 is an incredible score.
It's a good game, but I can see things and be like, this is really well designed. It's just not for me. I can still
I'd give this an
objectively-
8.5, and I love this game. I adore this game. I think it's incredible, and I'd only give it an 8.5.
I say, man, it's just where I'm at.
You're acting like the modern day review scale.
Yeah, the main issue is people's focus on scores. It's just powers
it
everything.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And to be fair, I wouldn't really assign a score until I'd finished the whole thing. But as I'm playing through, I'm kind of just like nodding, and then my brain kind of switches off, and I'm not getting that kind of like rush of adrenaline that I was hoping it would give. So, reading the chat, I think I probably need to up the difficulty a bit and feel the pressure somewhat. But I wanted to experience it and go through and enjoy the story on normal.
I normally do default simply for a review because that is what they've always said. Most people don't change any options. They just play in default. If default is 30 FPS, they play on that. If default is normal difficulty, they play on that. Like that is just how people experience it. So I want to know what the game is like in that way. I might change it a bit in or later on if it's just not for me as much. But I always want to know what is this game that most people are going to play because they don't ever change anything. So
they just dive straight in. I will say I love all of the nods to old school Doom. Like there have been moments where I've been wandering around and I've heard like the the grunt of the old school guys.
Yeah, I've heard those too.
the Doom guy makes a lot of grunts, and you can put his little face at the bottom and have it be the old pixel one too.
I made the retro icon.
Yeah,
I made the retro icon. I'm not using the modern icon. Fuck that.
Retro all the way.
And I'm actually shocked how good the flying was. I thought, oh god, they're putting flying, like full-on aerial combat in Doom. In Chapter 5, it's not. Yeah. There's a lot of flying.
Well, I mean, they break it up by having you get down. Like they don't break up the mech. So the mech has a little bit more to it overall with the finishers and stuff. But yeah, but I enjoyed them both. Good, they just weren't great. Like, they were fine.
The flying, I thought the flying actually felt good.
Yeah, it's fun.
So did the mech. The mech felt good too. Even the combat for the mech was cool. Like even that combat, you got to use your dodging to sort of boost your punches, and it's so good. It's all so good.
And they gave you the ranged weapons occasionally with the giant mech, which felt good.
Yeah, where you just fucking go all, just go.
It's a minigun the size of like a space shuttle. It's enormous, or 10 space shuttles.
Yeah. The way that the sounds that the Slayer makes as they're panning around, and that is one element that they nail the satisfaction of when you leap from on high.
Yeah, oh my god, it's so good. Yes, so the cool thing about this game, and again, I remember the Doom developer videos where they were talking about stand and fight, this, that, the other, but I don't think they talked about the fact that the Slayer in this game is just a walking weapon of destruction in every sense of the word. if you're just walking around the level, you can just walk through the environment.
Yep.
Everything breaks apart around you.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
'Cause you're
perfect
just-
looking. Like the physics are
This-
on point the entire
Yeah,
time.
and if you jump from a height, you hit the ground like an asteroid hitting
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
earth.
It's like
and
a
it just
40-foot
goes-
shockwave around you in a circle that will kill any
Yeah.
weaker demons.
Yeah,
And they
it's
do it
very
on purpose, so you feel like a badass. You jump up. If you see a mass of demons below, that's them telling you, "Hey, jump off," and then you jump, and you just
Bam.
bang, and you just see all the demons go around you. Oh my god, it's amazing.
Well, I
It's so
won't
good.
spoil anything directly, but I will say I'm going to be interested when people see that they are not as precious with his helmet as Halo is with Master Chief.
Yeah. No, I think we've seen Doom Guy before. Like his face is right there on the HUD.
Yeah. And
All his pixel. I'd love it if you took the helmet off, like in the modern games. and
pixelated.
It was just a pixel art version. Of...
Yeah. When I went through the settings and saw that they let you choose the retro face for his health bar, I was like, yes, I'm going to use that. I don't want to look at the boring modern one. I want the retro one.
I never used the retro one.
Sorry?
I didn't use the retro one.
He's too cool.
Oh,
He's too
it-
cool for
It
that.
didn't
The retro
match
one
the
is
rest
so
of the
good.
UI. If the rest of the UI became
matter.
pixelated, it could.
Nah, I love the retro one. It looks cool. And the fact that it is different and stands out is what makes it so cool.
I don't dislike
Yeah, I
it.
don't know how much more praise I can heap on the game. I'm trying to remember everything I've
It
experienced
gets-
so far because I've
I
still
think
got
it-
8 chapters to go.
You've got the 8 best chapters to go through. I really do think that where the story goes, I found pretty damn interesting. I know some others have pretty hit the game pretty hard for not having the best story, but I'm also like, it's Doom. It actually has
It's
a very
Doom.
interesting story for Doom, but the Doom lore is surprisingly deep, and this has been some fun additions to it because Doom Eternal, Doom 2016 was about him waking back up, going after demons. Doom Eternal ended up being a very big going after the people that were corrupted by the demons, the makers, who are the ones in control of him to start this game, where he's got that tether on his over his heart. A lot of the lore and the stuff that they added in, I thought was really cool and interesting. And as I said in the review, the game is a full story. It's not like this is obviously the beginning of a brand new long thing. Like this is a circular story that has ways it can go to just keep going in this time frame that I'm really interested to see what they do.
Yeah.
I'm watching your footage. Oh, it's very early footage. I just realized.
Yeah, I'm only
Which
playing
guns did
early.
you end up using the most?
The best one for overall damage is the fully upgraded super shotgun, which I think they're perfectly fine
Yeah.
with.
God,
But
it's satisfying that super shotgun.
yeah,
Oh
because
my
once you
God.
have
Like,
once you have it fully upgraded, it is the highest single target damage from close range.
but you
Outside of
can't- but
that,
the problem is
yeah.
the game's designed in a way where you can't only use the super shotgun.
you
So
can use
what
it
I've
most
been-
of the time.
I've been rocking my combo, even though I've got every weapon. My combo.
Do you have
go-to
every
combo
weapon?
has been-
Having the circle full does not mean you have every weapon.
Okay,
They all have the
yeah,
variant.
yeah.
All except for the giant ball one have an X variant.
Right.
I think I figured out what I mean when it
No,
feels,
well, I've got the rocket launcher too. I've got the rocket launcher.
when it feels too video gamey. Like I'm watching the footage that Jesse's playing now, and and it's like, why are you shooting
one, the
deliberately
cycler.
green stuff?
It's
Like,
video
don't
games.
shoot that. Won't be able to rebound him at you, boys. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't probably think of a good way of putting it.
The
It
cycler
feels like, yeah.
and the super shotgun. That's been my combo. I
Well,
think that's the best combo.
They all
in the
have
game.
their upgrades that make them exceptionally useful, where the cycler becomes you put a debuff on people that can then travel to other people when they die, because the other gun
Yeah.
can do way more single target damage, but the cycler is the one that can put you can get shocked debuff on it. And so I would normally
Yeah.
start a lot of big fights with that to get the shocked debuff, and then jump around. And if it's like a bigger fight, you use the grinder instead of the Ravager, because the grinder spreads out. Ravager just does crazy
yeah.
single targets, so it's a lot of
And
jumping
then
around and
as soon as I
stuff.
see a boss, the super shotgun just comes out, and you just.
Yeah, and you don't
It's like,
have
man.
the ammo issues you had in Eternal ever, pretty much. As long as you're upgrading your melee will always give you back a lot of ammo.
shield and ammo. Yeah, it's good the way they've done it.
Yeah, and setting things on fire, like if you upgrade the mace,
Shotgun.
then that will set things on
And the
fire.
mace,
And
yeah.
if you upgrade the combat shotgun, that sets things on fire and gets you armor. So there's multiple tools for the jobs instead of one thing is the hard counter every time, like in Eternal.
Yeah, it's
But
the way they've done it. It's good. You
And, like-
you can basically approach combat how you want to.
Yeah.
And in other great news, apparently, allegedly, supposedly, the Series X version is the best version.
Uh-oh.
If
People are
true,
pretty mad about that on the
Shit,
on the
PlayStation
shitty forums.
5 Pro.
Well, the issue is this game is incredibly CPU heavy because of all the physics and everything that it does, and it's still a better CPU on the Series X. Statistically, like the big improvement for the PS5 Pro was the GPU and what it can do in ray tracing. And they're not doing like reflections ray tracing; they're doing ray trace global illumination, which like there are weird things about this on PC, but mainly for NVIDIA people, because NVIDIA's drivers are in shambles right now. So it actually runs better on like AMD cards comparatively to how it should. So
I'm
we'll see
looking
how it
forward
goes.
to seeing how it runs in ultra wide on my 4090. Like,
Mm.
but I'm just waiting.
Supposedly not that different than it does on like a 5090 because the
The 50
drivers are messed up.
If it has
Yeah.
performance hitches, I haven't noticed them on Series X yet.
No, it's damn
maybe
near
I might
perfect.
have noticed that.
Yeah, I never
Yeah,
had a problem.
maybe I might have noticed a couple of things in a couple of full-on fights where there's like just so much stuff going on. But I also have a TV with VRR, so maybe that's part of the reason I haven't noticed if there's anything there.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Digital Foundry used to talk about VRR more, but then people got mad at them because not everyone has VRR. But if you have VRR, I don't think on any of these it's really going to matter because none of them were going to the lower bounds, especially on PlayStation, where you really start to notice it. They're in the it was hovering in the 50 to 60 range on PS5, a little less hovering on PS5 Pro, and then almost very little on Series S and X.
Okay.
But
yeah,
the typical places were shitting all over the Series S version. I'm like, man, it's a $300 at the time, 5-year-old budget platform. When I played it on there, on my kid's Series S, I was like, damn, this looks and plays all right for it. It's going for 1080p, and it runs from 640p to 900p, depending on how intense the situation is. Like, it's pretty acceptable. The Series X is only getting to 1440 to 1500 or something. Then they reconstruct it up. It looks fine.
Wars.
It's just so dumb. But it's people who haven't played a second of it and will never play those versions, but are just looking for something to shit on online.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, granted, your kid might not be playing Doom. Although, weirdly, like, despite the gore, I would happily let my 11-year-old play
Yeah.
Doom. Like,
It
there's no
is
swearing.
cartoony.
Yeah.
It's it's you know, it's
I
not
said the
thre-
same
it's not
thing.
bad.
My son came in and goes, "Oh, what's this, Baba?" I said, "It's Doom." And then he's like, "Oh, would I be able to play it?" I said, "Oh," and then wife jumped in. No, I said,
Boo!
it's monsters and it's demons. You're not
Yeah, it's
killing
not.
people.
It's not that bad.
You're
Like,
gonna have nightmares. I'm like,
You're killing
no.
people in Fortnite.
Don't my son, like, I don't know what, like, I'm blaming AI for this, like, random tangent. I've let my 11-year-old watch the Quiet Place movies, right? And he liked
really?
Quiet Place 1 and he liked Quiet Place 2 a lot. But then 3, he didn't get it because the point of 3 was more about accepting your fate and, like, she had cancer. So it was a little bit more like it wasn't really about the monsters at this point.
It was also a prequel.
It was also a prequel, yeah. It was day one, right? But then he was like, "Oh, what's 28 Days Later?" Now, I hadn't
God,
seen
really?
28 Days Later for, like, I don't know, 15 years or whatever.
Mm.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what rating is 28 Days? And I Googled it or whatever on my phone. And it told me it was a PG-13. And I'm
It was
like,
probably an AI answer.
it was definitely an AI answer, right? Because I'm sitting there and we're 20 minutes in, and then my brain was like, this is the bit where he's about to hack off his arm, and then there's the horrible rape scenes. Turn it all off. Like, I was like, yes, I'm going to watch this. Sorry, mate. This ain't for
Oh
you.
my god!
Yeah. Woo. That's AI. It's not good.
No.
There
See,
you go.
that's the worst thing because people will say, oh, it hallucinates, and it's really obvious. Like, it also hallucinates, and it's not really obvious. It's just super confident in telling you that this is the answer. And so it becomes pointless because then you have to go and search it out yourself to actually know if it's right or not. Because I know I have friends who are like, oh yeah, I stopped using Google. I just chat GPT everything. I'm like, for the love of God, please don't. Google itself already has issues, and chat GPT is horrendously inaccurate, and it will always be that.
Yeah.
But back to Doom.
Sorry, shout out to Brett, though. The Mist is an incredible movie.
Oh,
better,
The Mist.
and a better ending than the book.
Oh, my God.
A better ending than
Yeah,
The
well, I
Mist.
think King said, I wish I had thought of that. I remember that quote.
so
Like chat GPT, I might just be making it up.
Yeah.
The Mist is just, my God, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah.
It's
I really
just
like The Mist a lot.
genius. And hello, Captain Holt's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Captain Holt's in it playing the arsehole neighbor. And it goes to show you, usually when a great actor plays a role like that, you hate the actor forever. When a really good actor plays a role where you hate him, but that's how he was just on another level of acting, because then he's Captain Holt and he's your favorite human on earth as Captain Holt in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yep.
That's
Never
just
watched an
why he was
episode.
on another level. What?
I've never watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I've seen clips.
I haven't watched network TV in like 20 years.
I've seen clips. I understand who you're talking about. It's fine.
Yeah. I've seen clips and never even
I know
swiped.
him more from House as the therapist, personally.
Oh my God, you have to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's one of the best comedies ever.
All right.
I'll barely watch really good like streaming and premium TV. I'm not going to watch. I'm not watching.
Nine-Nine is amazing.
I'm not watching
I
network
just
TV.
don't have time. I don't have time.
I don't have interest.
For those wondering, the one thing we didn't really talk about with Doom, the upgrade system. It's fine.
It's
simple.
nicely. I think it's very nicely refined from Eternal, which got a little complicated.
It's pretty clean. It's pretty straightforward. Because I've got so many weapons and so many things now, I'm starting to feel like it's a lot because I've got so much stuff and you can upgrade all of it.
There's only three currencies for upgrading. There's the basic gold, which gets you the first few levels.
Yes.
The rubies, which gets you
Yes.
either the middle levels or for some things the end levels, and then eventually there's a third currency that is like the capper for weapons and stuff.
Yeah. And I'm working my way through upgrading everything. I've got almost everything upgraded.
Yeah, and if you want to 100%, you have to do every challenge as well, because there's gold and skins and stuff in those
Been doing
challenges
those
per
too.
level. Yeah.
Yeah, but with the challenges, I feel so far, do the challenges change with the difficulty? I don't know.
I don't think so. I've just been doing them. I got most of them without ever even looking at them to see what they were on a level.
Yeah, like I feel like you don't have to go out of your way with the vast majority
No.
of them.
There was one where it's like kill 15 things with a single rocket. So I had to make sure I just shot a bunch of little guys with a rocket. That was about it.
There was a few where I had to go out of my way. So like there was one where you had to take out 5 demons or something like that with a shield throw. So I'm like sitting there lining up a bunch of the demon fodder demons and then just throw the shield at them. They all cut in half. Bang. One more towards my challenge. So there was a few like that. But the vast majority you are going to just do probably as you're playing, especially if you use the weapon they've given you in that level. And that's probably why I had to probably go out of my way a little bit more, because I really stuck to my super shotgun cycler combo, because I just felt that was the best combo to handle pretty much any scenario. Because the thing is, even though you should use specific weapons on specific enemies, like you should, to melt through them more, certain weapons, once they're fully upgraded, they just melt everything anyway. They just melt everything anyway.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you go through the game, get all your upgrades, and then go back and do levels, it's so much easier because your shit is just so strong and you have way more health and armor and ammo. You're like, I never ran out of ammo by the end.
No.
Especially with how often you can melee, because you can melee nonstop, and every time you melee, you just get all your ammo back. And I know some complaints about like, I really missed the glory kills. It's like, they're still there. You just have to know where you're going to finish somebody off.
Hold
for the
on.
big
You
guys.
can't melee non-stop. You can't melee non-stop.
No,
Three
there's
The
3,
melee's
2, and 1, depending on the weapon you use. So the punch, you can do 3, ball and chain 2, and then the giant hammer 1. But as you upgrade and unlock everything in each of them, you can do it pretty nonstop. I got through 1 level just punching things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But if you know when the bigger enemies have the purple outline, pretty much all of them have a glory kill. You just have to be at the right angle for it. So a lot of times it's being up above them a little bit and then either go down with the shield, throw the shield through their head, like that type of stuff. So
they save the big animated, what you would expect a glory kill to be for some of the bigger bosses,
The upgrades.
or, the upgraded type bosses. Yeah. So
when you rip their heart out and get the upgrade for either your life or shield or whatever.
I was really disappointed. Like it's the only other nitpick I have. As great as all the guns and everything sound, there are some guns where I feel like it doesn't feel like there's much of an impact. Like the Skull Shredder, I was really looking forward to using, and it does chew through. Like visually, I'm like, yeah, but feedback wise, I'm like,
I agree on that one.
It feels a little weak. And I was really disappointed the first time I came across like my classic nemesis from when I was a kid, the Cyber Demon. And I come across one, and then I'm just like, oh, and then I just fucking murk him. I'm like, oh, okay. I was expecting that to be like a bigger moment, and it didn't give me a glory anything. It was just a guy. I was like, oh, dude, what are you doing to me, man?
The one that I'm surprised, the enemies that I'm surprised, again, I'm playing on easy, to keep that in mind. The enemies that I'm surprised I just went through real quickly and they didn't pose a challenge was the mech spider brain thing. I remember in the OG Dooms, those took forever to kill.
They are much more, they can do a ridiculous amount of damage. They're very glass cannon. So like if they're in the background and they just start shooting the shit out of you while you're focusing on other stuff, it can kill you insanely quickly on any harder difficulty.
Yeah. It would, because it was really annoying the way they just pepper you with the minigun.
Like you have to upgrade your shield to have more health, because there are things you just have to block. You can't just soak the damage on, especially on like ultraviolence or definitely on Nightmare.
But if you get the super shotgun on that thing, it's fucked in one hit. The super shotgun just takes it out in one hit. I was like,
the later levels really up the enemy counts a lot over previous games. Like sometimes there was just like 60 things on screen all shooting at me at once, and my health was going from full to just about empty to full, because you heal a ton when you kill stuff. They all drop health, and I'm setting them on fire and they're dropping armor. And so it was just yo-yoing on the harder difficulties. So that is the dance of, you have to figure out how to kill things as quickly as possible. Block when you really have to block. That dance is really fun, but it's not as much of one on normal. It's still there. If you're not great, like it's going to be there a lot. But I think most of us, it's relatively easy compared to Eternal, because this game feels built for a controller way more than Eternal ever did.
Yeah, it does feel nice to control. And I have to say, like, overall, I think id Software cooked. I think, plenty of people are going to really, really enjoy this. It drops in early access on Tuesday.
Monday evening at 8 p.m. I will be streaming it, because that is when it launches globally. So work out 8 p.m.
Nice.
to 1 a.m. UK to 10 a.m. next time. I forget what it is. But yeah, so it's
no New
global
Zealand
launch.
flights.
Yeah, and then it's the exact same time 2 days later for Game Pass and Standard Edition.
Yeah, that's good stuff though. Like, congrats, id. It's a fine game you've made there.
Yeah, that was just roughly 5 years in between games.
Wow.
And they did 2 enormous expansions that were amazing in between that. So
yeah,
and the exploration of because they're very big, wide open levels. The level design around the collectibles is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm playing a game right now that has the worst level design I've ever seen. Like, it's driving me insane all the time. And I go back and I play Doom just to feel good level design again. Especially because the map just shows you where everything is once you get close enough to it. It's nice.
Yeah, there'll be moments where there were a couple of times where I was racking my brain trying to figure out how to get to this collectible. And there are times when you may have to keep going a little bit further to then get accessed and come back around. But in other instances, you just got to find the wall you got to break or whatever it is.
Yeah,
It's cool.
it's not
Very
the progression blocker upgrades. It's just getting to a certain point in a level sometimes, because you can get 100% every time the first time you do a level.
Wow.
Oh
That's
yeah,
cool.
you know it's funny you say that, Rayoid, and Rayoid said to hit the like button. So yep, do that if you like Doom and like us. You know, playing Doom Eternal, I couldn't shake the feeling that this was the Quake reboot. It started as the Quake reboot and became Doom. And I say that despite my source having said, no, that's not what happened. But I can't help but feel like, nah, man, this had to have started as Quake.
It could be a crossover of ideas they had that made it into this one.
Yeah,
I feel
know.
like
It's just
Quake would be a lot more, I don't know, a lot more grimy. Like a lot of this is very Art Deco.
Grimy.
It's quite Art Deco, and it reminds me a lot actually of Gears of War in terms of like some of the architecture and stuff like that.
It's pretty gothic, and this movement, it's a bit slower paced than Doom and Doom Eternal. You're far more grounded than Doom and Doom Eternal.
You can't sprint though.
You can sprint.
Yep.
This
to find
to me
sprint.
feels more like if you had told me that this was the Quake reboot, I would 1000% have believed you. If you told me this was the Quake reboot.
There's a super chat from Jay Foley.
Yes, super chat. Jay Foley, Jesse, are you reviewing the Legion Go S?
No. They did offer it, but then they were like, it's really it's not that different from the Legion Go that's right next to me, other than
it's got Steam OS.
Yeah, so the Legion Go 2, I definitely said yes to, but not the Legion Go S.
Yeah, you're right, Geordie. That gun, that nail gun does. It looks like a Quake weapon. And a lot of the weapons do. They look like Quake weapons. Like, I feel, again, my source says no, but I still feel like this was the Quake reboot and it became Doom Eternal, Doom the Dark Ages. That's still how I feel when I play this game. But it's amazing.
I know. I got one other thing I did play that would be of interest to people in our audience in particular. If we're done with Doom.
We are done with Doom. Go enjoy Doom when it comes out, people. Like
make sure you play
software
it.
cooked.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
We both had a little go on this one. I know you did the review, but I've been playing this with my boy as well.
Yeah. This is a great game for kids.
Yeah, Revenge of the Savage Planet. A sequel straight onto Game Pass, day one. Also pretty great.
Yeah. It's really unfortunately, the Xbox version not as great as the PC one I played, which was always sad because they did not have a 60 FPS mode, which I had no idea about, as I said repeatedly in the review, and one guy just got so mad about it because we're called XboxEra. I'm like, you wouldn't have had a review at all if I hadn't reviewed this on Steam, because Xbox code was not available until the evening before launch.
Yeah,
it just is what it is. I can't review what I don't have.
This is the reality of running this channel. People say, well, you should wait for the Xbox version. And it's like, cool. We also have to live. And unfortunately for us, we have to kind of be there on the day of the embargo. Otherwise,
we get nothing.
We don't really
like
get
this did 4,000-ish views. If we weren't on the embargo, it's like 200. Yeah. Maybe.
So we understand. And we always try and review Xbox where we can.
Yep.
But sometimes, and a lot of the time, it's like, hey, this is first. If you want to wait, it will be this day.
And the amount of times I've had a PC build, because you can put whatever up. Essentially, PC is always available the earliest because they can kind of put whatever they want on there. Steam doesn't double check it because it's not going to customers in their beta branch build, so it doesn't matter. And Microsoft doesn't. If Microsoft's going to do a beta branch build, it ends up being the insider program. It's a big pain in the ass whitelisting everyone. There's no password to do it. So Steam is just easier for everyone to get early, essentially. And I will go back like I have with Roadcraft, where I had PC for 20 hours of gameplay, and now I'm going through again on Xbox because I got the code. But with this one, never got it. But I can say, if you want a really fun, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours, unless you're Nick and you really have to 100% it, then it'd be like 15 hours of just really goofy fun, extremely light crafting and survival. Like, it's the most basic crafting. There's no survival mechanics or anything. You're just going on these 4 planets, doing a bunch of dumb shit, shooting, jumping. It's the full-on progression blocking upgrade system stuff with a lot of humor.
The running animation alone deserves an award.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I don't know if you've got it clipped from the review when I loaded in to test the co-op with you, and then I was just like, oh my god, this is brilliant. And he's just running like a complete goofball.
Yeah, it's got 2-player co-op, so you can. It's not play anywhere, sadly, even though buying it on Xbox, it does get you Xbox and PC, but it's not set up to be fully play anywhere, which is a little annoying. The big thing is your very late-stage capitalism, crazy, over-the-top, dumb humor. You got a water gun, you got a regular laser gun, you're capturing animals for a pen where they're all miserable and sad that you captured them because they like being in the wild. There's essentially... fix my chair. 3 main storylines. I had one of them completely break on me, and I wasn't able to fix it until it unbroke when they did a patch. So as far as I know, it all works. I did all 3 main storylines, and I put the credits into the end of the game so that people can't pretend that I didn't beat it again. Short, fun, looks really good on PC. It looks nice on Xbox, but is only 30 FPS, which hurts as a...
That's a shame.
Yeah, hopefully it's something they can look into. It's a really fun, dumb game.
There's nothing wrong with a bit of dumb fun.
And so, like, when you got this song in it, the PG-13 version of this song, the getting paid to crap instead of getting paid to shit. Like, yeah. It's a
good laugh.
It's just very smartly made.
Is it me, or is this one of like the best years for video games in a very, very, very long while?
It is.
No, because I mean, we literally had the best year ever twice in a row from 2023 and 2024.
Yeah, but this year particularly, I don't know if it's just because Xbox
and next year will probably top this year.
Yeah, this year it feels like this game. I think this might be the best variety of Game Pass because Game Pass hasn't had the AAA variety. Like, it's had really good AAA games, but it's like 1 or 2. But with Xbox going this crazy, it's never felt like this for us on this platform, which I think is one of the main things a lot of people who cover games miss, which is people who are on the Xbox platform don't give a shit who's publishing something. If it's on Game Pass, they're very happy. Yeah. And most of the games that release are on the platform no matter what. So, like, you're not missing most of the good things. And in the case of, like, Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth, you're not missing anything there either because they're terrible. I tried them both. But yeah, no, it's just there's way too many amazing to great to good games constantly, which is why people focusing super hard on the growth that companies focus on is stupid because you're not a company, so you shouldn't care. As a person who's playing games, there's too much for you to play.
Yeah. I've been playing one other thing this week, which is Towerborne. And Nick, I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you caught headlines, but
you got one of the goodies, the treasure chest goodie things.
I got a treasure chest goodie thing. So big thank you to Stoic and Rob,
I was begging for a Doom Guy collector statue, but
oh man, yeah, I would like one. But it was very nice of them to send that out. But I've been playing it with my son. And it's Towerborne's good, and I hope more people, if you haven't tried it yet and you're in the chat, you definitely should give it a look in. I like
this patch is really good.
Such an improvement.
Yeah,
such an improvement on the game.
It wasn't bad. This is just like, oh shit, this is really good.
But it gives you now you have targets and you have builds that you can go out and kind of focus on, which I really, really like.
It's more of that, especially anyone that's played Diablo 3, you're going to know how it kind of feels on the gear front a little more, which is the main thing that Division 2 did, which was my favorite, which was give you something to work towards with the synergy between the gear you get and the abilities you can choose between now. It's really nice, and it's just a fun game that also looks really good.
Yeah, it's just rock solid.
You
They've
say
done a
that,
really good job.
Rayoid. I have a 16-inch King Arthur statue.
Penis. Hey!
God, I would not. Every time I got excited, I pass out. 16-inch King Arthur statue coming from that all tainted grail thing. So I have no idea where it's going to go behind me.
You have to find some space.
All my
Yeah.
collectible stuff, I've pretty much gotten rid of it all over the years. The Chief helmet, the Reach statue.
My wife bought all of this. She's just been filling it all up.
Yeah, my stuff's pretty much all gone. I've still got. I think did I show these last week, Jesse? The little things I've got, like Sam Fisher and Ezio, and a couple of the Sackboy Galahad and all that sort of stuff. But that's about it. But yeah, hey, I think there's one more thing I've been playing.
Ooh.
I can't. I can't talk about it. I can't talk about
You
it.
can't
I
even
think
say
I
have
can
it.
just mention I've been playing it for review.
You can, at some point in the near future, Nick will have a review for the Capcom Arcade Fighting Collection 2.
And that's it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now,
sure will.
in very good news, I do have a kind of fun surprise for everybody watching right now.
Queuing me
As
up.
has
I
been.
just got a fun surprise in my emails, my XboxEra emails.
Oh, did you? Did we all get a fun surprise?
No,
Oh, it's just for you.
I finally being an Australian pays off, and I got a fun surprise in my emails. I was like, "Ooh, okay."
Oh, you can't talk about aforementioned fun surprise.
Doesn't say that I can't.
I'd always err on the side of caution.
Just put it in private chat and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, but fun surprise for everybody here. So as has probably been noted in our Discord, Jesse's been, as per usual, holding down the fort while I'm feverishly working out how to become some sort
You
of
love Amazon, don't you?
I don't know if anybody in the chat has ever worked with Amazon's back end, but I can safely say, and I've worked in a lot of different businesses using a lot of different software portals and bits and pieces. Amazon's back end to be a seller on Amazon is the worst thing I've ever had to use ever. And it has stressed me the fuck out this week. But on the plus side, everything, cross your fucking fingers here, is ready. I just need my fulfillment partners in the US and the UK to do some stuff on Monday, and we should be good to go. But as a treat for my lovely friends here, our wonderful Patreon community, our wonderful XboxEra community, I would like to share with you the official launch retail trailer for a little card game that we made. So check it out. Enjoy.
This is Console Wars the card game. Featuring more famous video games than you can shake a stick at, Console Wars finally allows you to win a war you've been fighting and probably losing on the internet your entire life. Quit being a keyboard warrior with the warm embrace of anonymity to protect you. Now you and your friends can fight on the front lines, battling for incredible franchises, exclusivity, and eventual victory. Collect some of the most famous video game franchises of all time. Protect them with loyal and frighteningly dedicated fans. Brave the volatile video game industry and claim the ultimate victory in the console wars. Your favorite video game making mega corporation needs you. Enlist today. Head to consolewarsgame.com. Pick up a copy of Console Wars the card game, outshine your rivals, and prove that your platform reigns supreme. Out now.
And there you go. Obviously, it's not available now, but it will be available now at around 5 o'clock ish on Monday.
Noon US
So-
EDT.
Yeah. So noon US time. I was channeling a little bit of Matt Berry.
Matthew Berry?
Bat. Yeah, it was very silly. But yeah, there you go. That is our official kind of. There's a different variant where, because Amazon won't let you have a URL in your video as a call to action. You're not allowed to take anyone away from Amazon's website, so we had to edit a version without it. But there you go. That is our launch trailer for the game. I think pretty much it's everywhere now. Everyone's got their copies, I think, for the most part. I have seen the 24 people that did not even bother over the last 6 months to fill in their form or give me an address go, oh, can I have my coffee now? You're going to have to just hold on for a minute because now I'm busy. But I will get whoever's not filled in their form yet, I will get their copies to them. Yeah, it's exciting, right? Look at you, haven't even broken the seal. You haven't even broken the seal. It's just never going to be played. It's just going to sit there. No. No.
Are you sending me another one?
I will do when time and money allows.
Because I'd also like to take it to retailers and try and have it sold in stores here. Meet up with head honchos and have it in stores here.
That would be very beneficial. Australia is one of the places we're not launching in on Monday, sadly. Blatro. But yeah.
That's sealed too.
But yeah, it's been nice seeing all of the reactions from everyone getting their copies. And it's been interesting seeing some of the questions we have around rules and clarifications on bits and pieces. It's definitely given me some stuff to think about. Like, I'm sure if there is ever a point where we do like a second edition, we might tighten up a few screws on a few bits and pieces.
Bits and bobs.
Yeah, bits and bobs. But as an aside, we've
graphics on level 3.
Yeah, maybe some blast processing. But we've redone the how to play section. There's a whole brand new how to play video. And importantly, for people that don't like to read lots of text or watch a lengthy video, there's an FAQ, which is literally, we described it as the how to play for dummies. It is just bullet points. So what do these cards do? They do these things. And you can just go and read that. But check out consolewarsgame.com for all of that stuffs. But yeah, there you go. Fun times.
You know what else I like? Even more than Doom and Console Wars?
No, we're sponsored by Console Wars now, mate. Control's out the window. It's done. The podcast is brought to you by... This is the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Control is better than everything we've just spoken about on the entire show.
Until next Saturday.
Not making money.
Yeah, it's so good. And if you want some of this stuff, like I've been drinking already this morning because I haven't had my breakfast, www.drinkcontrol.com/XboxEra. Use our code, XboxEra, 10% off.
I no longer type it in chat, though.
You'll never be hungry again because it's so easy to make. I recommend it with milk as opposed to water.
Goat milk.
It's fine. It's fine with water. It's like still nice with water, but man, you have it with milk, especially
it's good with
milk.
Almond milk.
Lactose-free milk is a bit sweeter, so it's
better for you because lactose is very bad for you.
Much better for you, lactose-free. And it froths better when you make coffee. Like lactose-free milk froths like barista milk. It's so good. But yeah. Control. It's great.
All right. Let's dig into some of the news of the week.
A whole lot of news. I'm sorry.
Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with berating Nick or jumping into handheld discussion? Where would everyone like to start?
I typed handheld first.
Okay, handheld it is.
Berating me.
We'll get to berating you in the next story, my friend. Xbox Project Kennan, originally reported by Windows Central as Microsoft's partnered handheld with Asus, which is basically the ROG Ally 2 with some Xbox stuff on it and Xbox design sensibilities. It kind of got leaked by the FCC.
It was an Indonesian and FCC leaking. It got double leaked.
Double leaked. What do we think? What do we think about this? How are we feeling about this?
It's ugly.
I mean, what you're looking at is an engineering sample.
It's ugly as hell. I'm sure it'll be comfortable to hold. Like, I saw a tweet from what I assume is a Nintendo fanboy talking about why everyone makes ugly handhelds. And I'm like, that's fine. The Switch is the best looking handheld gaming device out there, but it's the least comfortable to hold. It's an ergonomic disaster. So you probably have to sacrifice some aesthetic to have something comfortable.
It doesn't help that this particular leaked image is covered with the most grimiest of
Yes.
grime that you've ever
Yeah,
seen. Like, I gave
Some
the image
dirty
to Pre-Drag,
bastard
I was
that
like,
hasn't washed his hands in 6 months. He's got his dirty mitts all over it.
could you make a feature image out of this? And it's just like, this horrible greasy
It's
looking.
gross.
He's grim, very, very grim.
But it just looks like a ROG Ally with handles.
Yeah,
Effectively.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it had this particular unit or whatever, I assume dev ones, whatever they are, 64 gig of RAM. And I was like, oh, wow, that's a lot of
Slow
RAM.
down.
If they were ever to, so these chips are more expensive than the last one. Like this generation of chips is like $100 more on average to make for them. So if you add that, and then you up the RAM to 64 gigs for pretty much no reason, because it's not a productivity device, and you don't need that for gaming, and you add tariffs on top of that, you're like $1,400.
Yeah,
for no reason.
Yeah.
If it is a decent PC though, that could be my gaming PC that I get.
They're fine.
Mhm.
You have to be okay with maybe 45 FPS as a target.
To be honest, on my ROG Ally 2, and bear in mind, on my ROG Ally 2, on my ROG Ally X, which is obviously the beefier version of the ROG Ally, I actually can get 60.
Oh yeah, you
often.
can,
But you have
it's
to be comfortable with low to medium settings.
and
most.
it's more for battery length. Like if you get used to say running at 90 hertz and have the game run at 45, like that's the way people like the Steam Deck, because you set it's at 90 hertz, the game's at 45. It looks and feels a lot better than 45 on a 60 hertz display. Like
That's honestly what Britt is saying is kind of what I thought when I heard 64 gig of RAM. I'm wondering if that's to make up for a bunch of other stuff that it can't do, being such a small little PC.
Yeah, because I did put that. I didn't put it in here because there's already so much this week. But the Nintendo Switch, somebody got a gray market Nintendo Switch SoC.
Yeah,
Turns
they
out,
opened that up.
like we figured, a little weaker than a Steam Deck in handheld mode, a little stronger on the GPU side when docked, just a little bit. Nowhere near what a Series S can do.
But it's going to have a sprinkle of NVIDIA magic.
Doesn't do anything.
And another sprinkle of Nintendo magic.
Nope. Nice art styles aren't going to make up for actual laws of physics. When you're just talking about what they can do,
NVIDIA
games will look fine.
And Nintendo magic sprinkled everywhere.
Nintendo make great games, so it will have great games. But I still maintain that most gamers with a capital G don't want to mainline their platform as the Switch. Maybe I'm wrong.
I may, with Rocket League and Fortnite running properly on it.
You'd prefer, would you play that docked though?
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
why?
Because
then
the
why?
Pro Controller is also better now too, because it has back buttons.
But it's just going to look worse. But
I don't think Rocket
will
League
the
and
Pro
Fortnite will look
Controller
worse.
actually be analog triggers?
No.
Of course not.
Shame.
I'm out.
I don't know why they won't do it. They did it on the GameCube. The GameCube had analog shoulder button trigger things. So I don't know why they stopped doing it after that.
It's so weird.
It's an odd one. It's an odd one. It's a shame in some ways that it's leaked in this way, because obviously we had the tease from ASUS.
And then
Then
tariff
all
stuff
the-
hit, and they
Yes.
got
The
really
tariff
quiet.
stuff went crazy, and they were like, "Let's just wait." And now this is leaked, and it's kind of spoiled the reveal somewhat. But it is what it is. It's out there now.
Did you see
Anyway,
how
let's
little the Xbox button was on it?
Well, yes,
It's tiny.
but this is the interesting thing. The black one appears to be the Xbox version. You can see, and it's exactly the same places where the ROG buttons are. There's an extra button that just has the X, but it had the ROG ABXY, and yet on the white version, which is meant to be the not Xbox
One.
ROG version, it had the Xbox button ABXY, and I'm like, wait. Have we got this the wrong way around? Is the white one the Xbox one? I don't
Then
know.
they're also, they're engineering samples probably to go to just get the stats for all the legal side of things with the FCC, and this is the bands it runs on, this is the size of it, like all that type of stuff, and that's what leaked. So who knows what the final actual public product will look like.
Yeah.
But legit though, if this thing is half decent, I'll get it because I'm tired of getting all these free PC games and I can't play them.
Well, if it's a AAA game, you'll still might have some issues.
I
depending upon how
don't
powerful it
particularly
is.
care that much about the whole 4K 60. Like as long as it can run decently, it'd be nice to have like, especially for indies. Like I get so many indies on Steam and Epic and GOG and old games, like classic games. Like I bought the Saboteur on GOG for $1. It would be cool. Like the Saboteur should run quite well on
You got
something like
one
that.
issue with old PC ports is a lot of times they have terrible controller support.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not going to be perfect. You'd be able to play most things, especially with how modern Windows and Steam and all that can translate your inputs. But there are some games that just straight up don't have it, like Dragon Age Origins. You can't play it without mouse and keyboard, which means you can dock it and put it on a monitor. It'll still run fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Legion Go can be a PC. Like it can be a laptop replacement because it's got two 40 gig USB-C, so you can just run like I did. I ran 30 things off of it, no problem, because it had that much bandwidth. Yeah, this one is not Xbox OS. This one is Windows 11, but seemingly with more integration on the Xbox app, because the second part of this was the compact mode getting updated on the Xbox PC app to show what was it, like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and battery, or clock, battery, and Wi-Fi, I think now show up on that.
Effectively, yeah. It's a subtle change, but you get whether you're plugged in or not, you get a clock. Effectively, it's trying to say like, hey, don't worry about anything else in the background. You can just run everything.
Yeah, instead of it having to be, you have to swipe up and then you can actually see all your Windows shit. Like, if there's some variant where this hardware loads into an Xbox app focused version of Windows, I think is seemingly where they're trying to go for this for now.
My assumption is that this handheld will boot into this. That's the assumption, surely.
Maybe. You can certainly
Otherwise,
tell.
what makes it Xbox branded?
Yeah, the Legion Go loads directly into their stuff. It's still Windows there. The main difference with Microsoft being in charge of this is instead of it just being at startup, this opens up and is on top of all the other Windows by default. It could be you choose. I want to load into Windows. I want to load into the Xbox app.
Yeah,
I'm sure once you're in, you can do all sorts of things. But my assumption is that as soon as you boot this thing up, this is where it goes.
it's a weird one though. Like even on my ROG Ally, when it loads, it's got Armory Crate, but it has never just loaded straight into that. It's always just given me the Windows dash, and I'm like, okay,
yeah, the Legion Go goes right into theirs for me every time.
Yeah.
The moment it starts up, you do the Windows login, and then it's right into their app because it loads first before anything else.
It is unfortunate seeing so many outlets refer to this as the Xbox handheld because it sets again a terrible expectation because it's not. It is just a Windows PC with some Xbox flavoring.
It's an Asus ROG Ally that is Xbox branded.
Yeah,
that's what
with
it is.
with some software integration to make it feel a little more game focused. Yeah.
But there you go. It looks, I'm intrigued. Let's see what happens.
The price is going to be, everything's going to be super expensive, so people need to be ready for how insane everything costs.
Buckle up. It is not going to be cheap. Next up in news, the Gears collection was not announced. Instead, we've got Gears of War Reloaded, a remaster of Gears of War Ultimate, bringing the franchise to multi-platforms for the first time, releasing on Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PlayStation 5 this summer.
Betrayed.
It's pretty obvious what's happened here.
They've
split it up.
Here he goes. He's worming his way out. Oh, here we go. Things changed.
Not worming out of jack shit.
Darkwing Duck.
Split it up.
John, we can fix all our money woes. Money Pages. It's the best decision I've ever made. Don Grindle, multi-franchise owner of Volusia County, Florida. Celebrating 10 years. I'll click on this. We'll have tons of money.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
to me, it seems quite obvious that they've split this up to milk the PlayStation franchise, PlayStation fan base. And it makes sense. In a way, it makes sense. Like the second they decided to go multiplat, they're like, okay, well, let's just sell 3 Gears games for $40 each instead of one for 60 or 70.
It's also the first time
It does
2
make
and
sense.
3 would be on PC, so you get that as well.
And no one on Xbox was going to buy this. No, like
it's free upgrade
the
or
same
Game
thing
Pass.
I said about when I first heard about the Gears collection. The first thing I said was why. And now when you look at Gears Reloaded, again, why? And the fact that they're giving it for free to everyone who has the Ultimate Edition, again, it all makes sense. Like, they've just split this up to make more money.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying it wasn't going to have the multiplayer, and that's a big part of it. It's got the multiplayer with all the content it's ever had that's full crossplay. You don't have to log in, but if you want to, you use your Xbox, your Microsoft account. And people are like, how come they say Microsoft account? It's because your Xbox account is your Microsoft account. That's why they say that.
I may get in trouble for this, but I don't give a fuck now because I'm sick of it. This tracks with what I heard. So what I heard about the Gears collection was that Gears 1 was a basic remaster. Gears 2 was a full-blown remake, like full-blown remake, like Unreal Engine 5, whatever. And 3 was going to be something a bit more basic. So this tracks with that. The fact that this is just Ultimate Edition redone. It totally tracked with what I had heard about it.
If Gears E-Day is next year,
Thank God, the ads on our
They'll
site.
split them up and release these.
well, I don't
that's
think
what
we'll
actually
see
happened.
Gears Reloaded, Gears 2 Reloaded, Gears 3 Reloaded, and then Gears E-Day. I don't think like they'll get
I
all
do.
3 of
Oh my
those
God.
out before
I
Gears
do.
E-Day drops.
Ads on our
I
site
do.
suck, John.
I think that's the plan. I think the plan is. My guess is, and it's a guess. I haven't found out. I'm trying to find out. But my guess is, Gears comes out. Gears 2 Reloaded comes out, or whatever the name is. I assume they're all just going to be called Reloaded. Then Gears 3 Reloaded comes out, and then E-Day comes out, and at the same time as E-Day, here's Collection. If you want Collection, all 3 Reloadeds together.
Gears 1,
More
Gears
money. Just
Reloaded,
get more money.
Gears 2 Rebirth, and Gears 3 Remade. Just go backwards from Square Enix.
I don't know. I feel like, here's Gears Reloaded, and then when Gears E-Day drops, it's kind of like just an appetizer. Like, okay, you played Gears Reloaded, PlayStation fans. Here is the prequel to that story, Gears E-Day. I don't see them getting out
I don't know.
all 3, if they exist, all 3 remakes before Gears E-Day drops. I just don't. No way.
Do exist? You think I'm the only person that's heard about them? Others have heard about it too.
Good.
You're all wrong.
I just, I think I said it on a previous show. I had strong advice given to me to not hitch my wagon on the Gears collection discussions, and I was like, okay, we'll see though,
Whatever.
right? I agree with you in the way that it does make sense to 40 quid, 50 quid a pop on each game across all those platforms.
That's
Let
right, 'cause
your
people
Game Pass community
gonna
just
really
enjoy
buy
them whenever. I understand the logic is sound.
People weren't going to buy them, so it makes more sense to split them up and get PlayStation players buying all 3 of them
And
individually.
PC. The first 2 are not on PC, and the Ultimate Edition is in terrible shape on PC. But for people who don't know, it's Gears of War 1. You can play 4K 60 in single player, which you couldn't do really on console yet. They never did the resolution boost. They only did the frame rate boost. 4K 120 in multiplayer, full cross progression and crossplay across everything. It has all the DLC from Ultimate Edition. Does not require a Microsoft account unless you want to do crossplay. Has HDR, full surround sound, supports VRR, 4K assets, and remastered textures. That could just be saying that they've up-resed some of them and are using the remastered textures because it really, really looks like Ultimate Edition when you side-by-side them.
Yes.
Enhanced,
There's reflections and stuff.
yeah, enhanced post-processing visual effects, improved shadows and reflections, super resolution with improved anti-aliasing. So that's why it looks so damn smooth, and 0 load screens during the campaign. It's nice. And it resets the MSRP to $40 from,
Couple of super chats. Mohammed Sherez has not been here live for some time. Correct me if I'm wrong, because he's always giving us very nice super chats post show.
Super thanks.
Would a full remake collection released 6 months before E-Day do better for marketing of the new game? The single game remaster is an odd choice.
It's a ridiculous amount of work.
It's not an odd choice though, because it's the one closest to what E-Day is.
Yeah.
So Gears of War, the first game, is like, this has happened on this planet, and now they're here, and now you're halfway through, and they're going to do this thing, right? And it's like a little, like, hey, remember Gears of War? This is what it was about. And then they drop E-Day. That makes sense. I don't see them releasing all 3 remakes, remasters, whatever terminology you want to use, before E-Day arrives in 2020.
I reckon they will.
I'm curious.
I reckon they will.
I think you should assume it will be, but not every time. I am curious if E-Day is multiplat right at the start. I'm going to guess most likely because it has the multiplayer focus. If it's just single player and it's not in the bandwidth of the studio, like Avowed or South of Midnight, that's when they don't do it right away.
After what happened with Gears 5 multiplayer, becoming a fucking ghost town so quick,
Just move to Mexico.
they probably will.
They still play it.
Jason with a super chat. At the crux of Nick's rumor was Gears is getting a remake. The 3 games releasing separately, semantics. Give the man his flowers. True?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't no games been remade. This is Gears of War Ultimate.
Annoyingly,
Edition,
Nick
the
had
look
said
of
that too was the one he'd heard was the full remake only, and everything else was a remaster.
I haven't
was
seen that
2.
announced yet, so no flowers.
And you know what else? You know what else I had heard originally? That multiplayer would be there.
Yeah, that was a
Originally,
newer
that's what I
thing
heard.
about
Others
lack of
said
multiplayer.
no multiplayer.
Yeah.
I had heard multiplayer would be there, and there we are. Gears 1 has multiplayer.
Yep.
So, again, I'm sticking by what I had said because I haven't been told otherwise yet. To me, it does make perfect sense to split them up and make more money once they had decided to go multiplat.
And seeing how everyone
why
treats their
sell-
remasters and just is full on greed mode now.
Why sell PlayStation players one collection for $60 or $70 when you can sell them 3 games for like 40? Like, how much is this? Do we even know the price on this
40.
on PlayStation?
It's $40.
Yeah. So why not sell them 3 games for 40 or 40 for Gears 1, 60 for Gears 2 because it's like the full blown thing, and then another 40 for Gears 3 and make way
And
more
then
money.
80
off
for
it.
E-Day.
And then 80 for E-Day, yeah.
Oof.
And then just package it all up and go, okay, well, if you haven't bought any of them yet, 70 for all 3, the collection.
Yeah. You got an answer
I
from
think
Ahmed
Makes
Sherez, by
sense
the
to
way.
me that way.
6 a.m. for him, he says.
Oh, yes. Nick, I'm never live because it starts at 6 a.m. here. So you're
Fair.
almost in my time zone.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're a little bit you're one move over from my time zone. Okay.
I will
Interesting.
say that this method of approach from Microsoft with Gears of War and a multi-platform push, it does give me thoughts when I think back to Tom Warren's discussions about, you know, a CE remake. And I'm like, yeah, this is the one. If there is a CE remake in Unreal Engine 5, with
Which
Halo
clearly
Studio,
there
what the
is.
hell, there's something like that, right? But if it is, that's the case, that's going to be day one on PlayStation, and that's
Yeah.
it. But
It's
also,
already it. People just want...
or-
It feels more real, I guess,
hate
but
it.
it's already it.
yeah,
hate
yeah.
it.
But
I hate it.
there is a part of me as a long-time Halo fan where I'm like, oh, okay, completely back to the beginning of the story. And like, I've played Halo CE a bunch. I've played Halo CE Anniversary.
Maybe they'll
a
actually
bunch.
put the
If you're
story
gonna
into
remake the
CE.
game, no, if you're going to remake the game, like let's go crazy here. Like completely reimagine like how it all is. Like expand levels. Like go crazy because you can. This is a remake, right?
No,
Like
just
what
fix
I
the
mean?
library and that's it.
nah.
Just
The library
fix
is
the
pretty
library.
fixed in the anniversary one. You know where to
And-
go because they put
And
little
make
arrows
the
on the ground.
library not suck shit.
Once you go beyond remake, though, then it is, why aren't you just making a new game? Like, you do the remake to learn the engine and have something that's already got a skeleton. Like, if you're giving it extra arms and shit, then it starts falling over and you got to figure it all out. It's like, it's a lot more work.
Tell
Yeah,
you now,
you
man.
might be right. I kind of like, if it is just here's Halo CE, but it looks incredible, I'll be like, eh.
I'll take that because Halo CE is the best one.
Don't get me wrong, I love
Um,
Halo CE, but I would also be like, I've
'cause-
played this to death. You know,
Play-
like,
PlayStation gamers that have never touched Gears before, jumping into that multiplayer, boy, they're not going to enjoy themselves at all. They're just going to get gnashed into fucking oblivion.
Especially if you're on the west coast of America and anywhere near Mexico, you're going to get annihilated.
It's going to be that meme I posted where the camel is just exasperated going, they're going to be dying on their ass.
Remade Halo CE won't play like Halo CE because Halo CE doesn't hold up to what people want from a modern game.
That's what I mean. Like, if you're going to remake it in Unreal, like you're taking the same story beats, you're taking the overall level.
But it'll have more Halo Infinite-ish gameplay.
Yeah, and that
Which means you have to redo levels and stuff because you can move so much better. And you'll have actual competent storytelling in it, probably. So that'll help a lot.
Oh, dear.
I can't stand Gears multiplayer, man. I'm so bad at it.
Yeah,
I can't stand it.
It's not my jam. It's not my
Oh
jam.
my God,
It was
every
fun.
time I play
It was fun when it first came out, but then there were that group of people that were just like dunk, 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 like a pinball.
Once that Nasher wall hopping shit meta started, I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm out. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, no way.
Oh dear,
I can't do it. I'll just let Jason carry me through all the multiplayer matches.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyways, a couple of other bits just to note on here. Xbox announced their Game Pass sort of drop for May to start things. Obviously, Doom, The Dark Ages, Revenge of the Savage Planet are in there.
A lot bigger than we thought. 8
new games in total coming to the service to start off May. There's some cool stuff in here, right? Like I think Flintlock, Siege of Dawn is jumping onto standard tier, I want to say.
Yeah, so the surprises were there's 3 really bad games that got added to Game Pass, which isn't the norm. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem already hit, and everyone that's played it like, wow, this sucks. Vermintide 2 came back on cloud and console, still not on PC. Culebra and the Souls of Limbo will be out on the 16th. Firefighter Simulator The Squad and Police Simulator Patrol Officers are both on the 20th from Astragon. I reviewed both. I gave Firefighter Simulator The Squad, I think, a 5.5, and I gave Police Simulators Patrol Officers a 2 out of 10. I'm very surprised to see them in Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's probably a publisher deal. Yeah. Oh, they'll do amazingly well.
Games.
Police Simulators Patrol Officers is very popular for some reason, and I don't know why.
Yeah. But Flintlock, Siege of Dawn, Dungeons of Hinterberg, and Metal Slug Tactics are joining the standard tier, which is pretty good.
Metal Slug Tactics.
Yeah.
Yep. Loads. Now, let's act like it's 2022 because the FTC are really, really not doing well on this Activision Blizzard deal thing. They've lost the appeal.
Do we have to talk about this?
No, I'm just bouncing through it. Don't worry. Yeah.
Shut up, Nick.
The FTC had an appeal. They lost. The end.
Yeah. So this was the appeal from October 2023. So people are like, what? They appealed the ruling in 2023, which is I think it was October 13th, which is yes, we are reviewing the precinct, Mohammed. I think Fairy and Bear is doing it. They appealed the October 2023 decision, which is when Microsoft closed the deal and started everything up. They finally lost in court with the judge saying, nope, you were blocked that injunction. That is the correct thing. Bye-bye. And it's no longer the Lena Khan FTC. That should be the final end of everything.
I do wish they had won. I said it back then during the court case. I wish they had won. I didn't want this Activision deal to go through, but their arguments were stupid. They made stupid arguments, and they were arguments that were clearly born from like dudes on Twitter that they just saw making comments and just fanboy bullshit. It was dumb arguments.
It was
entertaining to listen to.
Yeah, and that it was that gamers lawsuit people asked about. What about that one's like, oh, they just gave them a little bit of money and they went away because that's all they ever wanted. Most likely, allegedly, supposedly.
Yeah.
I wanted them to win. I wanted them to block it. But I kept saying it back then. Their arguments are so fucking dumb. Like, they're fanboy arguments. There's no adult arguments. There's no adults talking. It's like they were scouring Twitter. And they found posts from fanboys going, "Oh yeah, we'll block it because of this. PlayStation's going to go under if they do this."
Well, they're gonna. What if they hold the games back? What if Diablo 4 doesn't end up? And it's like they've gone the exact opposite, man. They're putting everything everywhere now.
They might make the PlayStation version look a bit worse.
That kind of happened with Doom. He was right.
I've just done it with Doom. Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, argue proper things. Don't argue stupidity that fanboys argue, man.
Well, they were listening to Jim Ryan. They talked about. They had a lot of interviews with Jim Ryan. And then they parroted his talking points about, we need Call of Duty. We've been having all this stuff in Call of Duty. And it's like, you think Microsoft wants to lose money on Call of Duty? They're going to keep putting it everywhere.
They were making basic arguments that even a kid could have countered with real life examples, like, because it was all based in fanboy bullshit. Yeah, that's why it was so fucking dumb.
Very, very dumb. Laser Tech on the appeal.
Should have got me up there. I would have blocked it.
The appeal loss should mean the backwards compatibility team about to bring back a large Activision library.
Nope.
Honestly, I'm being real with people right now. Do not expect any more backwards compatibility stuff.
If there's one thing we've learned, it's that Activision.
They're hiring.
Oh,
no, they're not hiring for emulators of Series X. So yeah, backwards compatibility.
They're hiring for the team. They're hiring for the team, and they said if you care about preservation and games and backwards compatibility, join our team. So I tagged MVG. And I said, go apply for this job.
It has nothing to do with getting more games on back compat.
Yeah.
And also, like Activision, as we know, like what reason would they not have Wolfenstein 2009 on back compat right now if they could?
Quake 4.
Yeah, it's Quake always tied.
The
like
weird one.
They immediately put Quake 4 onto PC. It's there on PC, but all the stuff, especially with Activision and their publishing deals, was always super complicated. You don't know who owns what, where, and when, and it's just not worth it to figure it out because it costs a lot of money.
Assassin. Grand benefactor Hashin just gifted us 10 subs.
Oh wait, what am I doing?
Jason
I don't know.
got one. Alan Hoey got one. Cisco Roke got one. Trislo got one. Chandler Jackson, Cody, Rodimus, Andy W320. Wow, good stuff.
I love that shit.
Thanks.
That's some good stuff. But yeah,
and Jason's got a super chat too. As a diehard Gears fan, getting Gears 1 with multiplayer on all platforms is more important than getting a collection. I could see that argument.
Yeah.
I still want the collection out though.
In other news, wait, it's disappeared.
I got rid of it. It was me.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch any of them. I was just more annoyed that there was a Tony Hawk 3 and 4 preview event and we didn't get invited to it again. Yeah. But you know what? I don't want to talk about this. You go watch other people's coverage.
Yeah, we didn't get invited.
Go to heck. Yep. Darn it.
It's because we're in the UK, isn't it?
Should we skip? Should we skip like to the next main things? I mean, Overwatch 2, Street Fighter.
It's just a little thing. Cool. It's an Xbox podcast. This is an Xbox game, and it's just showing a big collab that people might be interested in.
I love Street Fighter.
It was a really cool trailer.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a really cool video that also sets a bit of, like, it's all like super well drawn and pixel art and stuff, and none of this is in it. This is only for the trailer. It's just a bunch of skins for Overwatch 2. You've got Juno is Chun-Li. Again, I think Soldier 76 is Guile. Winston is Blanca. Widowmaker is Cammy. Full thighs and all.
That is a sick video.
Yeah, no, that's why I wanted to show it, because the video is so goddamn cool. But then it is just skins in the game, but it was a really well-produced video. Hanzo is Ryu.
Is that what the skins are going to look like?
Those are what their skins are, yeah. These are obviously animated versions of them, but that is what they're going to look like in the game when you play as them.
I don't play Overwatch, but I might buy those. And the whole style of them is like Street Fighter 6. Like the whole video is styled like Street Fighter 6.
You have a problem, and you should.
I love Street Fighter though. I bought the Street Fighter skins in Fortnite as well. I love Street Fighter.
You don't need them for a game you don't play.
Makes no sense.
I logged into Call of Duty the other day, and I randomly had 2,400 COD points. I don't know how. I don't know where I got them. So I just got Michelangelo in Call of Duty.
Fair.
Zenyatta Dalsim. Sigma is a really cool looking M. Bison. Look at that. It's a bunch of really cool skins.
How much do you reckon they'll be?
A lot. They're never cheap.
Oh, really?
Probably $100 if you want all, $120 if you want all of them.
20. I might log in and have a look.
Yeah. So this is what they would actually look like with him as Ryu at the end.
Oh, is that
God
what they
damn
look
it.
like?
Yeah. Of course, it's the Overwatch style. So
Slightly less impressive.
Overwatch's outfits are cosplay. It's not the person in the game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That I know. But
Yeah.
still, if you do it well, you can still do it
Yeah.
well.
They look good.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's
Or maybe I'll just
cool.
buy Chun-Li.
And that's all you
and
need.
Cammy.
Buy Chun-Li, Cammy, and you'll be fine.
It's also big congrats to Blizzard's Overwatch team who have just unionized another massive union, 200 members of Blizzard Team 4, which is the
And
Overwatch 2
wall
dev
to
group,
wall, it was literally everyone on the team.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
So congrats to those guys.
Over Watach I typed, but it was immediately recognized both by the Communication Workers of America and Microsoft.
Yeah.
So
Now, let's talk about the other really big news of the week. Rockstar dropped out of fucking nowhere GTA 6 trailer number 2.
you know what it was.
And,
they had this ready to say it's coming in November, and then they finally got convinced by their workers and everyone on the game. Not November, please, for the love of shit. You've actually been, according to Jason Schreier, they've been really good about not having bad work conditions this time. So
good.
They listened to him.
That is good to hear. But yeah, and full disclosure, when Jesse and I first watched this, we watched this during an episode of Headlines because it had just come out. So we were like, let's watch it together.
Unbelievable.
We were like, there's no way. Both of us, there's no way this is running.
I always have healthy skepticism around pre-release marketing. That's all. Rockstar's pretty good with it.
This is coming from a Grand Theft Auto hater. When has Rockstar ever not lived up to what
they actually going back, they actually end up surpassing what they show.
Yeah. When has Rockstar ever not lived up?
It just genuinely was like, this is so detailed and so incredible across the board.
Yes.
I was like,
10 years of dev and unlimited budget and resources will do that.
And I didn't think it can't look this good. It's just I don't think it's going to feel this smooth while playing it, but we will have to see.
It's interesting though, because on their website where they release like the screenshots and some
videos,
some of them, but then that might just be for web browsing.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? But phenomenal.
Speaking of web browsing,
trailer.
the shield looks good.
This game has a lot of boobs and butts in it, and abs, and bulges.
Yeah.
But it looks in a way
really
Jason's muscles
It looks like it's bringing back the San Andreas workout and get ripped system.
Yeah, and there's sweat on him and stuff, and fucking hell, even there was that moment where she comes home from work or wherever, she throws the keys in the bowl, jumps on the couch with him, and you see the half of the couch that they lie on droops and drops and shit. The level of detail is just
it was
I found out?
Water inside the bottles of beer.
That is a Half-Life Alyx thing, and they brought it in. That's when I really like it, when people make incredibly cool, very small focused shit like that public, and you can get it and use it and either pay them or give
But there's details like that everywhere. There's a great white shark swimming under the water where all the boats and shit are. You see a great white swim under the water, and there's little animals everywhere in the background just doing their own thing. And I get it. Grand Theft Auto's always been like that. In Grand Theft Auto 4, as soon as you start driving through more affluent areas, the cars get nicer. As you start driving through those wealthier areas in Grand Theft Auto 4, those tiny details, as far as world building goes, that's just, they're in a class of their own. But again, that's what an unlimited budget and resources with 10 years of dev will do. Now, if only they could
incredible
put those resources into making the game not feel like shit.
Well,
How
hey,
good would that
fingers
be?
crossed.
Make the game not feel like shit on console. Because the last GTA 5 at launch and on the 360 and the Xbox One felt like shit. Feels a lot better on Series X with the newer version, with the higher frame rate. Red Dead Redemption 2 still feels like ass on console because it has so much input latency. But I promise you, either if you're on mouse and keyboard or a controller in Red Dead 2, it feels great. Their issue has been how it feels on a console, which is all that's going to matter to you. So
when I
hopefully it's
heard
better.
that Grand Theft Auto 4 runs at a locked 60 on Series X, I'm like, oh shit, I'll boot it up. It's a locked 60 frames now. That will make it feel nice. Nope. Still feels like molasses covered shark shit. I'm like, man, I can't deal with this. Jason with a super chat. In case you're wondering, this is how I look in real life. True?
Sure, Jason. Sure.
Yeah, and again, GTA 4 on PC feels better because it has a lot less input latency. It's still not great though. Like I think
But
5.
it's the animation as well. It's the animation. It's that they are slaves to their animation. They refuse to compromise on animation, which is why everything just feels.
But your aim, no, but it's your aiming. Like your aiming feels really good in those games on PC in a way it never does on console.
Well, on console they've got lock on.
Yeah,
which is where Crackdown got it from.
Yeah,
I don't mind it when it's done properly. I don't mind it.
It'd be illegal.
But this trailer, like, it's getting to me. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, for whatever reason, the FOMO didn't even remotely creep into my psyche with Grand Theft Auto 5 because I was so angry at Grand Theft Auto 4. But with this game, for some reason, I don't know why, but with Grand Theft Auto 6, the FOMO is seeping in slowly.
It just looks great. It looks really good incredible. In every way.
But I am going to wait and let someone else buy it so I can then try it, so that I can try it and see how it feels. And if it feels, I'm not expecting it to feel good. I'm not even going to fool myself into thinking it's going to feel what I would consider good. But as long as it feels decent on console, I will probably get it.
I will let you know while I'm reviewing it, but you can't tell anyone else, so they'll kill me.
It's interesting though. Like if I sit there and I think of the other kind of biggest comparison that I want to make in terms of holy crap, which would be Cyberpunk 2077, like that first reveal. Like the crazy thing here is that was all PC, that we were seeing. But here they are. They straight up say at the end of the trailer, this was captured on
PS5,
standard PlayStation 5. And you're like I was like, wow. Like,
do you remember
shit.
Cyberpunk first gameplay on Series X? And it was there and it was running great. But it turns out they turned the crowd density to almost 0 to get that. Like they were still doing things. That's why Rockstar, you can trust more. But in general, my skepticism generally comes from the very many times where what we've been shown in marketing doesn't quite match what we end up getting. Rockstar, though, they will.
But I heard so many people going, oh, Rockstar are just on another level. I'm like, no, they're not. They have all the time in the world and unlimited resources. If you gave any talented developer Rockstar's budget and time, they would deliver something like that, maybe even something that feels better.
Yeah, maybe. But there's
other
been
developers.
A lot of people,
what?
There's been a lot of developers that have tried to do what GTA does. And I think that
don't have the budget, don't have the resources, and don't have the time.
Yeah, maybe. But like there's a level of simulation that happens within Grand Theft Auto games. And same for Red Dead, right? Where it's just so many levels.
The clockwork worlds that they do.
Yeah. And part of that, obviously, we're looking at an evolution of their, what was it? They call it the Rage engine, is it? I can't remember what the engine's called. Is it Rage? I'm sure it's Rage.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like it is like even me who whatever. I always end up buying them and then I kind of either get bored because all I really want to do is just drive around and blow shit up, right? But this does look absolutely
It looks amazing. It looks incredible.
But I want to see this running.
You can't tell me that if you gave a developer like, say, Naughty Dog or Santa Monica or Insomniac, if you gave Insomniac Rockstar's budget and you let Insomniac have a decade to work on a single game with an unlimited budget, whatever they want, they've got it. You're telling me they wouldn't do something just as good or better? Come on.
Yeah,
Easily
maybe
they would.
But maybe they haven't built the engine and the experience of what the Rage engine does and all the levels of simulation, maybe their first try. That's the other thing. Like, yes, you're absolutely right, Nick, that budget and time is going to play a massive part, but
huge
also
part.
they've been building these systems iteratively over generations.
They were death marching to 2018's Red Dead 2 release, so they have not been on this that long. They've been on this particularly for probably, like, they've been pre-prod 3 years leading up to it, and then like 5 or 6 years on this. It's not infinite.
I mean, Rockstar's a pretty big studio.
I know, but the whole story behind Red Dead 2 and how they lost so many people was that everyone working 80 hours every week, like the whole studio, to finish Red Dead 2, and that was 2018. So they haven't been on this since 2016. They've been on this since maybe 2020 because they had to rebuild and change and hire back up and stuff. Like it was a very bad time after Red Dead 2 launched. Schreier's talked about it quite a bit and how they've fixed that a lot, thankfully.
I'd be surprised if this game's only been worked on for like 5 years.
I'd
be very surprised.
Like getting it all set, figuring it out, doing the pre-production stuff, all that type. Yeah, longer. But I think the actual, this is the thing the studio's focused on, because they also have their team on online. They had their team on Red Dead Online. Right. But like the actual, this is the main thing we're doing. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 5 to 6 years, maybe 7. Because they had a lot of work to do after Red Dead 2 as a studio to fix everything.
Either way,
I'm just hating. I just said, like, for the first time ever, I'm possibly caving to FOMO. I'm not hating. I may end up buying this one because it looks that incredible.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that.
Maybe they'll be super generous and be able to get multiple codes and have a big old round table talk beforehand, but probably not.
Oh my God. Suspect that the embargo and the amount of outlets that actually get this is going to be very small.
Yeah, that's why I've been doing every 2K thing that comes in, I make sure it gets done. I don't care about wrestling. I don't care about golf, but I gave those things my all. Not a good score in the case of the golf game. Wrestling game actually pretty good. Fun fighting game.
Oh my God. If you could get me a free code for GTA 6.
I wouldn't expect it,
man.
But I'm going to ask because doing roundtable, like us all being able to talk about Doom like this is way better than it just being me you guys are sitting there and like me.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. I agree.
It's good. And because we got it so early, I got to play the shit out of it.
We have a good relationship with 2K's publishing, both US and UK side. So here's hoping. I have no idea.
God, if I could get a code for GTA 6, that'd be amazing.
You would be such a big shit-eating grin flag.
My guess is the Australian price will be somewhere north of $150 for this game.
I suspect, and I might be completely wrong, but I suspect GTA 6 and whatever embargoes come with that, I think that's going to be one of the first video games in a while that's going to come on with a full-on ironclad, do not fucking say anything, sign here, NDA type.
And you probably get it very early.
I can't say anything more, but that would be the publisher to do it.
Yeah. Next up, though.
Yeah. What? We're not going to talk any more about GTA 6?
I think we've said everything.
We're going to have a year built up for it. I do think that was definitely a trailer they had ready to go with an actual date for this year at the end. And they just changed it to May 26th, I think, next year.
I don't think it'll be May. I think it'll be fall next year.
They are a different studio in the sense that they aren't way ahead of themselves like they were last time. Like, I think Schreier said that people didn't think this year was possible, but that giving a time that deep into next year feels a lot more likely. I'm not saying it will come out in May. I just think compared to the past...
4 was April.
Yeah. Compared to the past...
4 came out April 2008.
They have more of a shot of not having multiple delays. Because them and Naughty Dog, you pretty much always say 2 delays. But nowadays, who knows?
In other news of open world extravaganzas,
not open world at all, actually.
No.
Nope.
No, it's not.
It's not open world.
Unlike the other one. But Mafia The Old Country is coming out on August the 8th and is just a mere $50, which is nice. From 2K, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
they 2K having a solid year still, even with the GTA delay.
And that's not linear game is music to my ears.
Moving
Makes
to
me more
Unreal.
interested in the game.
It looks good.
Leaked that one a while back.
Yeah, just ruined it for everyone.
A focused linear experience.
$50 means it's just a campaign. Is it 8 hours? Is it 15 hours? That's what I think 50 means. Like it's this campaign. It's not some big, enormous open world 50, 60 hour game.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like in the same week that everyone was bitching and moaning about Nintendo's prices going up, Microsoft's prices going up, everyone's prices going up. Grand Theft Auto is going to be the first $100 game. Mafia The Old Country comes along and goes, our game's $50. And what's the first reaction? Oh, means the game's going to be small shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, man. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
It's impossible, isn't it? You can't win.
People complain
Oh my
about
God.
the state of everything, but they are the reason quite often for the state.
Like, seriously. Oh, Nintendo's charging $80 for Mario Kart. What? Mafia The Old Country is $50. Oh God, it's going to be small and shit.
I'm
isn't
watching the gameplay, and I'm like, man, I really want
Yeah.
Max Payne 4. Like, I don't know. It looks great.
Well, you're
It
getting
looks
the Max
great.
Payne 1 and 2 remasters.
I know.
This'll be interesting.
That makes me very happy.
It does have a
actually
digital
game.
deluxe.
I'm like, oh, cool. The
The-
game's cheap. Grouse.
The
I'll
deluxe
get it.
edition has just a bunch of stuff to use, like different outfits and some guns and whatnot. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It looks good. They've got
That's
that. They got Borderlands. They got NBA. They'll have a
They're
good.
doing all right.
Yeah, they'll have a good time.
Next up in news, a brief mention of this one because I don't think any of us really understand it. Like, in
It's
terms of
up there
what I
just to
should do.
say the upcoming game of the year got a bunch of previews this week.
Yeah.
I'm shooting my shot. This game is 1,000% probably going to maybe.
Oh no, I was referring to Sony Bandai Namco.
Oh, I forgot about that. You had already crossed it out. Yeah, I already put.
I did cross
Yeah,
it
don't worry
out.
about that.
But okay,
cares?
yeah. Generative AI and blockchain. Yeah, Death Stranding 2 got lots and lots of love and praise, and all of the people that went to
Shocking.
see it in a totally not cringy way got signed photographs of themselves with Hideo Kojima. It's fine. That's normal.
I wonder if Mr. Plunkett is going to have anything to say about that and call those people fucking losers.
I will say this, as somebody who enjoyed the gameplay of Death Stranding and hated the story, seeing that it's bigger and crazier story is like doesn't entice me at all. But the gameplay is even better part is cool. So if it eventually does come down the line, it's on PC. I'd like to check it out, and I would probably be Nick and not pay, at the very least I wouldn't pay as much attention to the cutscenes because I was not a fan of the story of the first game in any way. I don't like the power of hugs.
You don't like the power of
I didn't
hugs?
play. I didn't
Yeah, if
play
you ever
Death
see
Stranding,
the
even
it's-
when it came to Xbox.
Yeah. It's
care.
decently fun to play. I just really don't care about I did not like the story of the first one. So hearing it's bigger and crazier, like Nick, this game takes place in Australia. Are you interested more now?
No.
That's funny because the first one was America, but it was like super tiny America where you walk for 10 feet and you go from like Washington to friggin' 3 states over, which would take, I don't know, 400 hours of walking. But yeah, I'm sure it's going to review in the 90s. And the first game was in 81 and was nominated for Game of the Year. So this one is guaranteed to win it.
Ah,
Yeah.
of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
The moment GTA
I mean,
6 was delayed, this was went from 99% to 100.
It's there's many games out there nowadays that I look at and I'm like, this is not for me, and this is one of them.
You don't
So
want
that's
to play
fine.
a game where you hold left trigger and right trigger pretty much the entire time, otherwise you just fall over.
Nope.
Hmm.
So I hope everyone else that loves this has fun with it. It certainly looks very pretty.
Yeah, Decima's
I
a
already
really
know
nice
that
engine.
this is not. gonna have any
Oh,
interest.
they
Is it
announced
still
that was
Decima?
the thing. You know what? We might have to have some breaking news, according to Cisco Roke in the chat. Yes, it's still Decima.
Grubb and Baccarat now on Giant Bomb.
Oh,
Whoa, they own Giant Bomb.
That was so
Yeah,
there was a giant bomb PAX East panel today at 7, and everyone's really confused because it had Grubb and it had Dan Reichert there, both guys who said they had quit. So, yeah, Fandom just
They
posted the
own
press
it.
release. Well, Giant Bomb wasn't worth anything to them, so.
Well,
Hot
that's
damn. Oh,
good
wow.
news.
Oh, I've got a ping on Jeff's server. Everyone, tune into the
wow.
PAX for a totally normal panel. That was, yep.
I wonder how much that cost.
Giant Bomb, GameSpot was always the one that was worth money, even though it never made. So if you watch Jeff Gerson's podcast, he went into the history of it, where essentially GameSpot never made money and Giant Bomb did, because Giant Bomb had the premium memberships before Patreon was a thing. They had their own system for it, and GameSpot was always the one that was in trouble. But then people would buy CNET and GameSpot, and Giant Bomb just came along with it, and they didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. So just announced the PAX East panel. There's a Resetera thread on it. There's a video if you want to put it up. If you want me to link you.
I guess I'll type in. I hate typing in the word reset, but I'll do it.
Yeah, I know. Here you go. Here you go.
Oh, I've been pinged. Who's that? Well, keeping Jan, keeping Mike. Yeah. There you go. This was the happiest outcome from what they had been teasing. So, goddamn. One view. Yeah. Yeah, so Giant Bomb has new owners, and it's Grubb and Bacalar, and that's now Nick can finally be on at some point. Chat's very happy.
What's the difference? What changes now that I can now
because it wasn't going to exist anymore. That was the difference.
Yeah, okay.
Hey.
I'll get on eventually.
Yeah. Goddamn, that's
I'll
good
get on
news.
eventually.
Oh.
I was close. I was booked to come in, and then he's like, "Shit, I forgot I had already booked Matt Piscatella on the same day."
Mm-hmm. And it was one of the best guests he ever had. So that was the only level that could bump you.
Yeah, that's the only reason I didn't.
You can change this to an exclamation point from a question mark. Bam.
Yeah, that's good. It's good news. It's really good.
I'm really happy for Jeff. I'm just watching the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is.
Oh, everyone really cheered, and it's really cool. Oh, I'm so happy for him. That is really good. Hooray! Jeff Grubb is a good egg.
Yeah.
Lots of love for Jeff.
They came together pretty quickly.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Must have happened very suddenly.
Anyway, let's round off things with a little Nintendo block, because Nintendo themselves predict that the Switch 2 will be a record-breaking launch.
Of course they do.
It is less than industry analysts, but funnily enough, a lot of industry analysts were like in the 20 million range, which would be way more. And they're at the 16. They're like 1 million more than the Switch is what they're predicting. So it is a little less than others had been predicting beforehand.
So we're talking, are they talking unit sales or dollar sales? Because dollar sales are
million
smash the
units,
because they're charging so much more.
Yeah.
So they're obviously going to make more money
unit
than
sales.
with the Switch.
Yeah.
They reckon unit sales.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Because they also have way better stock this time too.
If that's true, I reckon, yes, they'll have a great launch and then it'll drop off a cliff.
Also, there was a lot of stuff coming out from their financial reports where they are spending way more money than they normally do, which makes sense at the beginning because they're still spending a bunch on R&D and making all the consoles and all that stuff. So it's going to be one of those, we've made more than we've ever had, and we've kept less than we do by a lot. So that transition to trying to get back to like those 40% margins, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out for them. We as customers shouldn't care, but when you care about the industry at large and how healthy things are, I'm going to be really curious, like, how does this launch go? Because it's a very bad launch. They don't have good games. They've got one big first-party game.
Yes, but
then a month and a half later, another game. No, but they have sold themselves on first-party.
But they're not held to the same standard that Microsoft is.
I know the industry won't care. I'm just curious on customers because they have also stated they've got over 100 million people still using their Switches. They're going to keep serving them.
But they will have enough early adopters like me to have the marketing beat of most successful launch in Nintendo history, blah, 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 blah. I then expect a cliff drop after that. Because the price is so... $700 Australian dollars.
The price is ridiculous. And so you've got Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then Metroid Prime 4 is on both anyways. And who knows when Kirby Air Riders is, and then what?
But Mario Kart, this is the thing though. That's why, I mean, I already knew it was launching with Mario Kart back when I said it on Grubbsmas was it Grubbsmith just gone or the Grubbsmith before? I can't remember, but one of them I sort of went, I wouldn't be surprised if they launch with Mario Kart. I reckon they've done that on purpose, maybe because they knew they weren't going to have many other games. So they're
weird,
like, that's okay, Mario Kart's what sells, so let's launch with Mario Kart.
But is Mario Kart World a big enough seller to pull people away from 8 who just like, I come home and play 8 with my kids sometimes.
Yes.
I'm not going to spend $700 after taxes to get a Switch 2 and Mario Kart World and some new controllers and Joy-Cons and shit, because people just
talking about a game that sold nearly 70 million copies.
Yes,
Mario Kart is an event
they're all still
in and of
out
itself.
there. But they're also all still out there for people to play. Is World going to be enough to pull that many people who aren't going to have the most money with how the economy's going to spend that much?
But then that argument could apply to GTA.
Yep.
And I don't hear anyone saying it about GTA.
What do you mean?
Well, GTA and Mario Kart are in the same boat. Both came out at the same time. Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U back in like 2012 or 2013. GTA 5 was 2013. We're now getting the sequels in 2025 and 2026. You don't hear people saying, oh, who's going to buy? Is GTA 6 enough to pull people away and get them buying a new console? Yes, that's what they're saying. They're saying people will buy a Series X and a PS5 and PS5 Pro for GTA 6.
It's not... It's similar, but it's not the same. It's not a platform holder trying to sell a whole new platform with one game that's that different.
It's still an event game that people will want.
Yeah, that's why everyone thinks
fine.
It's going to sell fine. It's just more. It has to be more for more consistent. Like GTA 6 is coming out to a platform that already has over 100 million players. Mario Kart World is coming to a platform that will have 0 unless you buy the new system. Like, that's just the difference.
It's Mario Kart, man.
Mario Kart
I mean,
8
I'm
Deluxe
not rushing out
was
the door
the
to get it.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the anomaly. It wasn't the norm for that series. The series sells well. That one is their best-selling game ever. It's just it's the out of nowhere just happened. It's not a guarantee it's going to happen again.
But that's because Mario Kart has had a very kind of like how Monster Hunter and Yakuza kind of just meandered along for many years, and then all of a sudden went. Mario Kart has kind of done the same thing for Nintendo.
Yakuza was because it went multi-plat, and Monster Hunter was because it went to actual. Yeah.
I'm just saying the same way those IPs had this weird sudden. Mario Kart kind of did the same thing. Mario Kart was always just there and sold okay and did well and kind of had a real sort of zeitgeist moment with the 64, yada, yada, yada. And then all of a sudden, Deluxe came along and now that's it now. Mario Kart is now an event game. Like it just is now. I'm not saying it's a great game, bad game, indifferent game, whatever. It's not about the quality of the game. I'm just saying.
I realize I got dragged into a Nintendo chat with a Nintendo fanboy. I just want to show this picture real quick because it makes me happy. The Jeffs hugging each other during the PAX East panel because they're so happy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is very good times. I'm very happy for the Jeffs.
But yeah, Mario Kart.
It will be wildly successful. I just don't know that it's going to pull that many people in.
That's why I said I expect a drop off after that first month or so of sales. I expect a drop off because of the Switch itself is so prohibitively expensive for what it is.
2 Jeffs, 1 hug.
Like to the point where even I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm going to buy multiples of this console. I'll probably just buy extra docks and move them around the house if anyone else wants to play it because 700 Australian dollars. That is more than I paid for my PS5. Like,
if you want another bundle, it's what, 150, how much is a bundle for you? It's $120 in America.
$770.
No, I mean the dock bundle. They call it a bundle for some reason.
I can't even find the dock to buy on its own.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm getting the dock on its own.
The dock bundle, which is the dock, a cable, and the wall wart, are $125 US, which is fucking insane. It's just a little USB-C to DisplayPort.
I know.
With a fan. Like, it's so crazy. And then $95 bucks. 95.
When Nintendo does it.
if you need new controllers, say your old ones are drifting horribly, so you want to get some new Switch 2 Joy-Cons, and you want to get your little camera so your kids can, I don't know, talk to perverts on Nintendo Switch chat. Friggin', it's insanely expensive over the long run. That's why I'm just like, man, I don't know.
It really is. And the games went up in price massively down here. The bigger jump than what Sony did. An even bigger jump than what Sony did. Which is crazy to me, because Sony was always the one screwing us over down here. And Nintendo was generally pretty good, I assume, because the Melbourne headquarters are here. The price jump in Switch games is... I couldn't... I never thought I'd see anyone outdo Sony down here. And they did. I was like, Jesus Christ. And they're the ones that can least justify it.
No, we probably have to say all the platform holders suck in their own ways. So please don't just think we're hating on Nintendo or Sony. Microsoft's a horrible company.
Even I'm shitting on Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's Nintendo players. Nintendo fans shit on Nintendo as much as anyone, and then they just hand them their wallet. Yeah.
Got mine pre-ordered.
In other news, Games Media leapt on an innocuous piece of information and Xbox One'd this Nintendo Switch 2 story up the wazoo. Because, yes, as part of the new game chat system features that the Nintendo Switch 2 launches with, Nintendo may record your audio and or video chats as you play, much like all the platform holders do,
and
to prevent you from doing
much like your phone does, and much like your Google speaker does.
And people are like, oh, they say it's a local recording, but I don't trust it. I was like, man, do you know how much it would cost to store everyone talking all the time forever? Yeah. You can even parse it. Like, it's a local recording. If there's a report or something, that's when it goes. That's the exact same way it works on Xbox. If you're like a dipshit in chat, in a private group chat, that's when it records and sends this stuff because it got reported, so it's worth uploading.
Yeah. In the same way that 10 years ago I said it's not a big deal that the connector might record you, I'm going to be consistent here and say the exact same thing. You've had a device that records you on you for fucking ever.
Yep.
Don't sit there and bitch and moan about your console doing it, especially in 2025 when you all have Amazons, Apple HomePods, and Google speakers in your fucking houses.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't complain about it back when Microsoft was doing it. When everyone was like, "Oh, Microsoft's going to record you and send it to the FBI," and I'm like, "Shut up! God, you're all such fucking dummies. Like, seriously, it's just next level." But I mean, in the end, this is Nintendo, so there's not going to be outrage about it. But there shouldn't be. You've had a recording device on you since 2007. Like, get over it.
If their site comes back up, I need to go subscribe to giantbomb.com. They're back to subscription focus because they are obviously independent now.
If you cared that much about them spying on you, you'd still have a Nokia 3310.
True.
Even then, I'm sure they could
still have a Nokia 3310. So shut up.
Last bit of news from the Nintendo.
And the reason why I wrote this, Nintendo stinks, is for this last bit of news.
Yeah, Nintendo does stink in this one. Palworld posted some new updates, apologizing to fans and saying thank you for their support as they distribute patches for the game that remove the ability to summon pals by throwing pal spheres, because that's one of the patents that Nintendo was suing them about. They're also sending out another patch where you won't be able to glide using a pal. Instead, you'll have to have a glider in your inventory because, again, that's another thing that Nintendo have patented. There's so many games where you can glide on animals.
Fortnite lets you. Fortnite lets you glide
Survival
on an
Assault.
animal.
You can glide on your flying dinosaurs in Ark.
This is Nintendo. I told you. We said with the Switch 2 that I can't believe Nintendo's going back to their 80s, 90s selves, man. They are going back to their 80s, 90s selves and being absolute fucking piece of shit.
I blame you,
scumbags.
Nick. Specifically, it's all your fault.
And all this does is tell you how successful Palworld is. Because why else would Nintendo be going so hard at them? Like, clearly, this game is having an impact on Nintendo and Pokemon, and it's obviously quite successful. So Nintendo are being assholes. Because why haven't they gone after Epic and Fortnite? Fortnite lets you glide on an animal. Why aren't they going after Epic?
That's why it's just gross.
They're just being cunts. That's all they're doing. They're just being cunts.
They're being
Nothing
cunts.
more.
Nintendo stinks. Nintendo forever. But that's it. That's all the news.
It was a lot of
did
news,
that
but I think it was
succinctly.
all pretty legit news.
Yeah, it was good times. Now
You're going to need
It's
your
time
iPad
once
if you don't
again.
have it, Nick.
Yeah, I've got
to
it.
to remind everybody, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. We really, really appreciate it. But a big thank you to all of our wonderful Patreons that make everything we do day in,
Patrons.
day out possible. Much love. I think people were still donating. I saw a donation come through to our travel fund, which we've got a PayPal link at the top.
It's in the chat. It's on the thing for. We have a lot of shit that we're looking to cover in LA at Summer Game Fest Days of Play. Like, I mean, we've got some Thursdays, we got a lot of Fridays, we got a lot of Saturdays, we even got a lot of Sundays right after the Xbox showcase, which we'll co-stream together with Nick, probably, if he wakes up. Yeah, we got
it's a public holiday. It's a public holiday, so
and we've got some Mondays. Like we have a very full Summer Games Fest. We also are accredited again for Gamescom. Way more expensive, harder to get people to. Yeah, we need help to be able to get to them. If you can,
please consider donating. If not, supporting us directly on Patreon by heading to patreon.com/XboxEra.
John,
it does help us out.
We've gained 45 patrons.
I know, like the number of patrons that have upgraded, or from free, or upgraded from the original tier to the next tier up.
Speaking of people who are incredible at giving, we got a super chat from Assassin.
Super chat from Grand Benefactor Ashashim. Anyone surprised that EA was the voice of reason? Andrew Wilson. We see no reason to charge $80 for our games. Me. Because you don't have the games to sell since you lay off everyone and shelve beloved IPs.
Their games are microtransaction focused, and I think for those you need the bigger bucket more than you need the small bucket of higher payers. So
yeah,
I sort of added a bit more salsa to my Aussie accent.
Bet you that Iron Man and the Black Panther game, those would have a chance of being $80. Yeah.
I can't wait for that Iron Man game. We've seen nothing of it.
Yep,
it's one of the recruiting trailer.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
But yeah, I think it's time though to fight for our patrons, fight for their love with a little game of What Year, My Dear?
Yes.
That's right. Every week, Nick and I like to lock horns and do battle, representing one of our random patrons, so they can win a game code in a fight to the not death. And this week, we're going to be guessing what year Crazy Video Games released. So, Nick,
John will be fluking. John will be fluking the year that stuff comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I will be guessing based on memory and in actual information.
You'll have reasons you guess.
Throw years out and we'll get them.
Would you like to know this week's category?
No, wait. I am playing for BLK Degenerate, and John is playing for Justin K OFC.
I'm surprised you hadn't actually put those in before today.
I hadn't. I did it quickly this morning because I'd forgotten.
This week of What Year, My Dear, is to celebrate the upcoming release of Doom: The Dark Ages. It's first-person shooter games.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. I had an insane amount to choose from, though can't go that far back. It was not that much of a thing until
I think
3D.
At earliest late 80s or early 90s.
And even then, like the original Doom is it's essentially first person, but not the way we think of it. Because you couldn't go up or down or anything. It was still just a flat plane, and it just gave you stuff up and down. But it would count.
Yes, because it was all auto target.
Yep.
So you'd shoot in a straight line, but you'd still be hitting the
Yeah, you were shooting in a straight line up and down, essentially. Right, gentlemen. Number one, perhaps one of the more influential first-person shooter series of all time. When did the original Half-Life release?
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I know that.
Give me your year in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh no, I've gone for Half-Life 2. Fuck.
Oh,
I didn't know that. I've absolutely overestimated there. Fuck.
For Nick, it was
Did I get it?
1998, right on the dot.
Wow. I thought it was going to be closest without going over. I thought, is it 98? Because I'm like, it came out on Dreamcast. Dreamcast was 99.
I totally misheard the
Actually,
question.
sorry.
And for
It
those at
didn't
home,
officially come out on Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Unofficially.
For those at home, Half-Life was 1998. Number 2, what year did Borderlands 2 release? Gentlemen,
God.
give me your
Right,
year.
man, right.
What?
Relax.
No,
Wait
there's
for a
6.
second.
There are 15 of these to go through. You don't need that long. 3, 2, 1.
No idea. Honestly, I've got no idea.
Closest without going over and getting the is one John Sikamiki Nico Clark, as it was 2012.
Fuck, I actually wrote 2012 and deleted it because I was worried I was going to
Sure
go
thing,
on.
Nick.
Bollocks.
All right. A game near and dear to my heart that didn't review nearly as well as I thought it would. What year did Far Cry 6 release?
Oh my god. That's the most recent one, isn't it?
That's the latest one, yeah?
With Giancarlo Esposito. Gentlemen, give me your years in 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, Nick was fast. Double.
The year.
Both correct. 2021. All right, I'll do one neither of you are going to have any goddamn idea. Gentlemen, give me your best guess for when Escape from Tarkov released.
Oh my god, fuck you.
Into its still ongoing early access, I'm sure. That's a guess. I actually don't know if Escape from Tarkov is still early access. Give me your years in 3, 2, 1. For John, 2016.
Like on the nose?
Yep.
Amazing.
All right. One that's more in Nick's wheelhouse. Gentlemen, what year was Doom 64 released?
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, John's going to do like, I don't know, 2012?
1984.
Oh, dear
Gentlemen,
God.
give me your years in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was 1997.
Oh,
Oh, shit. And I was going to put 97 as well. I'm like, 64 came out in 96. I think 97 was too soon for Doom 64. I'll go 98.
Gentlemen, one you should both get. What year did Perfect Dark release?
oh God.
This one. I've already got this one.
Gentlemen,
I wrote that down straight away.
give me your year
Oh
in
my
5,
God.
4,
Watch this piece of shit guess
3,
it. Watch this piece
2,
of shit guess it.
1.
Watch this piece of shit guess it.
Yep.
I told
Mate.
ya. I fucking told ya he'd guess
I
it.
played Perfect
No,
Dark.
he knows that one.
It's the summer. It's like the summer of 2000s when I left school. I
I
was
saw
playing
your
N64.
face when he said it. You went,
Yeah, it took me
I didn't
mate, it's
even-
20
I
fucking
didn't
years
even-
ago.
fucking blink with Perfect Dark. I went 2000. I'd written it before you said dark. I was like, bang, bang, bang. Come on.
We got a quick little super chat, just once again celebrating the return Giant Bomb. It's not dead. Bought by Bacalar and Grubb. Soon to be on. Thank you, Brian K, with the $5 Australian. Thank you very much.
It's very good news.
Yeah, I'm
That is
very,
lovely.
very happy.
Lovely
That is
to hear.
that put a big grin on my face when I heard that, because they had been teasing this yesterday when they all at 9:31 p.m. just posted, "See us tomorrow for the PAX East panel for Giant Bomb," and everyone's like, "But you left Giant Bomb. Is this just some contractually obligated thing?" It's like, nope. Turns out I bought it.
It's a feel-good story.
Yeah, I'm happy. Gentlemen, this game's getting a remake later this year. What year did Painkiller come out? I quite like Painkiller.
I don't know. I don't know.
Man.
I was playing World of Warcraft
Taking-
a lot at this time.
I
Gentlemen,
think this
give me
came
your
out-
year in
Guess
3,
ever. I'm taking the
2,
biggest guess ever.
1.
I think it came out the same year as Half-Life 2.
John is correct.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
You never played Painkiller? That's fun.
No. barely.
Big old arena
know
shooter.
anything about Painkiller.
It was the Bulletstorm people, I think. The remake isn't. Or the reboot. Sorry, not remake. All right. John's got a 4-point lead. He's up 13-9. Gentlemen, what year, and that last one was 2004, if I didn't say, for the audio listeners, did Wolfenstein The New Order release?
Oh, Scheisse.
By the way, Wolfenstein 2 free on Amazon Prime right now on PC
Xbox
and Xbox.
and Microsoft Store code. Though they did call it
Yeah, I'm
Xbox
trying to
PC.
remember. Was Wolfenstein: The New Order was the sequel to the new era of Wolfenstein, right?
No, that was the new Colossus.
No, that was the new era.
Okay, it was the new era.
So you had Wolfenstein: The New Order. Then you had, I think,
New Colossus.
The old
the
guard?
old Blood. Wolfenstein: The Old Blood.
Old Blood.
And then you had the new Colossus. Old Blood might be one of my favorite ones too, because the music was just so good. Gentlemen, give me your years in 3, 2, 1. You are both. It takes a while for the second one to go through. You are both correct with 2014.
Oh dear.
Still a 4-point game, 16-12.
I almost said 2013.
I was
very
going to
close to
go
writing 2013.
2009, but that's because I always get the New Order and Colossus the wrong way round.
Gentlemen, what year did Deus Ex release?
Oh fuck you.
You don't know Deus Ex?
Yes, I
The
know
original
Deus Ex. I'm
Deus
trying to
Ex.
remember when it fucking
Original-
released.
Original Deus
Yep.
Ex.
Mhm. First
PC
one.
game.
Yeah. Warren Spector.
Shit.
Gentlemen,
I'm trying to remember.
give me your year
I-
in
I
5,
think.
5, 4, 3. Okay, you did anyways. You're both wrong. 2000.
2000?
Yep.
It was 2000. I'm in my head. I'm like, was it a late 90s or
I'm gonna
early
do this
2000
voice.
game?
Gentlemen, John still ahead 16-12. What year did Battlefield Bad Company 2 release? Some call it the pinnacle of the series.
This was 360, wasn't it?
Available on
Wasn't this
EA Play
360?
via backwards compatibility on the Xbox One and Series consoles.
Wasn't this 360?
Maybe. Gentlemen, give me your year in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closest without going over is one Nick Baker, as it was 2010.
Oh, fair.
16-13.
I almost put 7. I almost put 2007. I just
You still
I'm
would have been
I'm
closer
sure
without
it's a
going over.
360 game. Yeah, I know, but like 07, it's like the 360 came out in 05, and it's Battlefield Bad Company 2. So I'm like, that would have been too early.
This is Reverb. This is Echo. Okay. It's Game Show Reverb, everyone. How you doing?
Wowie, I'm not doing this voice, John.
All right, gentlemen, what year did Counter-Strike release?
Oh, shit.
Then Alava goes to that.
Man, this is an easy one, I think.
Is it?
Gentlemen, give me
Not
your
for me.
year in 5, 4, 3, okay, 2.
I'm going to get this
1.
horribly wrong.
Closest without going over is 1. Nick Baker, as it was 1999.
Oh, it was 99. Yes. I was
We've
torn
got-
on the year, man. I'm like, I think Counter-Strike's a 90s game.
I am probably thinking
Global
Counter-Strike
Offensive.
Source.
Or
2.
CSGO.
2004.
No. Not 2. Go. Yeah.
No, Source.
Hmm.
The original, sorry, not the original,
Yeah.
clearly.
Gentlemen,
Counter-Strike Source, because it released with Half-Life 2.
we have 4 more to go. It's a 2-point game, 16-14. What year did Doom Eternal release?
Oh.
Gentlemen, give me your years in 5,
That's a
4,
trickier year than
3,
you think. Wait,
2.
wait.
It shouldn't be. I literally said when it came out early in the show, because this is why John already knows it. Because he pays attention to me, Nick.
I honestly can't remember.
1.
I honestly can't remember.
The fuck? Never mind, John's an idiot. It was 2020. It's a 1-point game. Jesus Christ. I literally said it was 5 years between Eternal and this earlier in the show.
Sorry.
2016. Doom 2016 was
Doom was
2016.
Probably, that's
Doom
probably
2016, yeah.
Hey, it's nearly 1 a.m. Give me a break. I'm tired.
I knew Doom 2016 was 2016, but I couldn't remember Eternal if it was 2019 or 2020. I couldn't remember.
One of them is literally called Doom 2016,
Doom 2016.
followed by Doom
Oh,
Eternal.
not officially. It's not officially called Doom
Every
2016.
listing you see for the things we care about always puts the 2016 behind it to make it more
It's
clear.
like God of War 2018. Everyone calls it God of War 2018 because
Jesus Christ. Disgusted.
I needed to get 3s on these though. I keep getting
you're 1 point
ones.
behind.
Fuck.
3 to go. It's 16 to 15. John in the lead. What year did a game I reviewed and quite liked, Deep Rock Galactic, release? On Game Pass. Not at launch.
Wait, what? Are you fucking with me?
What?
No, it wasn't a launch on Game Pass. That's not
It's
when
in
the
Game Pass
came
now.
out.
It wasn't in Game Pass when it launched at this date.
Okay.
Gentlemen, give me your year.
Like, are you asking for the Game Pass release or are you asking for the fucking...
Give me your year in 3, 2, 1. Because John is correct. It was 2018.
Oh,
Oh, was it?
Yep. 2 left. It's a 4-point game, 19 to 15. Nick needs 3 pointers. He'll get them, but so will John. Starting with Time Splitters 2.
oh fuck.
God.
I don't know.
Gentlemen, give me your year. In 5,
Wait. Just think for a second.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck, no, wait. Hold on. Let me just
Penalty.
change that year. Let me change
Penalty.
that year.
Okay. What did you change it from, Nick?
2002.
Guess what was getting the ding? John with 2002.
I had 2002,
You could-
but I'm like, wait, it's Time Splitters 2.
You were losing
And
no matter
both
what.
were on OG Xbox. Both were OG
Yeah.
Xbox. So I'm like, I think 2002 is going to be too early because the console came out in 01.
I might be wrong, but I seem to remember playing this on PS2
2, I think.
before, like round a mate's house before the Xbox was in my house.
I had 02, and then I'm like, shit, it's the second one, not the
Fun
first
thing.
one.
It
I
would
had
not
a
have
year.
mattered because John got it right, so you would have still been 4 points
I know.
behind. For funsies, the final one for Nick, Killzone 2.
I know this one.
You've said it. I hope you get it right. What were you guessing, John?
I haven't even. I've written 200 so far. So
I got
Correct.
it right.
2009. And John wins 22 to 18. And thanks for playing. Congratulations to a guy. I forget the name. I've closed the showrunner.
Justin K, of course. Many thanks, Justin.
Reach
for
out
your
to me.
patronage.
You can reach out
Don't even
through.
act like you were going to put 2009 there either.
You can reach out to me
Totally was,
through
mate.
either the
I had no
Patreon
idea when
DMs,
2002 came out. I bought
or-
the fucking bundle.
Discord forum, whatever you want. Reach out to me. I'll give you a game.
It's bants, isn't it?
There's a lot of super chats. Or no, I mean not super chats, community chats.
Yeah, we've got a
Man.
lot of community questions to dive into, but it's okay. It's a pleasure. It's a privilege because that's one of the perks of being a Patreon member of XboxEra is weekly questions, weekly essays, one might say.
Not that it's not
sometimes-
bad this week.
I know.
Thank
it's
you,
brilliant.
everyone.
It's pretty good. Keeping it short and sweet. But
Not
many
really,
thanks.
but it's
If-
not as bad.
Yeah, but if you want to, write prose for a very long period of time and many paragraphs, head to patreon.com/XboxEra where you can pledge your support to us for as little as like, I don't know, $3 a month.
As little as $150 a month as a grand
Whoa.
benefactor.
Patrons are super important. They are the lifeblood. They are why Giant Bomb is now probably going to be wildly successful.
Giant Bomb
Patreon.
was financially successful when it was really focused on the membership stuff. their problem always was a lack of funding from corporates. Like if you listen to Jeff Gerstmann show podcast, it's very well worth a listen. First 45 minutes is like the entire history of Giant Bomb and how it all went. It was really fascinating.
I'll bet.
Okay.
But yeah,
Oh wait,
let's dive in.
What was Jesse going to say?
What is it you can't face?
oh,
What is it you can't face?
that's not supposed to be that. Oh, here for John.
What is it? Can't face.
It's the community questions music. Let's go.
You can just go straight down the list and I'll have them all.
Yep. First question is from Coug.
Lovely gentleman.
I'm an Xbox only player, and I've never felt better about Xbox. I have more amazing games than I have time for, at the lowest price I've ever paid in my life. I've never tried so many games in my life. I used to be that player that only bought 1 or 2 games a year and would play a gas game over and over. Xbox Game Pass changed that completely for me. I love this new era of Xbox. It's a new Xbox era. Do you guys know anyone that has a similar story? Where Xbox Game Pass changed their gaming behavior. They now try out more games in different genres and maybe found a game they love. Yeah, we've had those stories.
Yeah,
Us, the
100%.
3 of us have had them. I loved Gardens Between. I discovered that on Game Pass.
It changed my behavior the most because it was just a great repository for doing reviews and trying to get good at them. Because I could just this is in Game Pass. I'm going to take a look at it and do a review. And it made sense for the site.
Yeah, it is transformative in terms of what it's done to the industry.
I would argue, and this is why I think Game Pass has a queue to get into it. So for years, developers, particularly indie developers, have bemoaned discovery, right? That's the one thing that no one has really been able to solve. How do you get your game discovered? I would argue, and I feel a lot of indies probably agree, Game Pass is the closest we've gotten. I'm not saying it's solved the problem of discovery, but I would argue that Game Pass is the closest we have gotten to solving discovery, especially for smaller indie games.
Yeah, I don't
Because
disagree.
people are like, oh shit, it's there. I'll try it out.
Yeah, just the ability to just play it, be it download it or now in this modern cloud-based world, just immediately boot it up a lot of the time.
Yep.
Is fantastic.
If I was an indie, I would be trying to get onto Game Pass too, and I'd be trying to support the cloud streaming, and I'd be trying to support everything to make the game as easy to just push the button and try it as possible.
And again, that's another reason why Microsoft's new approach to game releases, even their own publishing deals, where Team Ninja, we're going to publish Ninja Gaiden 4 multi-platform release, but we'll publish it and put it into Game Pass because it gets it an extra bump every time. And I like that they pick up, let's say a really cool indie game hits Steam only and it's great. Microsoft will reach out to those developers, and then 6 months later, that's when you'll get the version come to Game Pass because it already knows, hey, the buzz is there.
That was Bro Tato. It was Phil's I want to play this on my Roger Ally. So
yeah. I
listen, Howard, member for 10 months. Game Pass has changed how I play games. I'm willing to play different types of games I would never have thought of before.
Yeah. Yep. Because there's no penalty. Is a very different equation to pay $60 to give this a shot.
Yeah.
But you might not like it, to just press play. Great.
It's why EB Games. This whole thing around Game Pass is part of the reason EB Games is successful as they are, because they introduced the 7-day return policy. So people were like, okay, I don't know if it's in America and the UK,
was,
but
the
Australia,
moment you open them now, you can't bring them back.
No, in Australia, I don't know if they've still got it in Australia, but they always had the 7-day return policy. Buy a game, try it, and if you don't like it, bring it back. That's part of what EB built their success on. So, and Game Pass effectively, in a weird way, gives you a similar thing. It's a glorified rental service. We've said that from the start.
It's a highly curated list. And I think a lot of people say Game Pass slop because they would only look at Microsoft first-party publishing and they wanted to war about it. But the actual quality of what goes on Game Pass, outside of the Astragon and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff this month, is generally really high.
It's good times.
Next question.
Especially people who don't know what's coming out. And then they just see, oh shit, I get access to all this as part of my subscription.
Yeah.
And they'll take a look at it. It's very different. Because even people talking about going to PlayStation, because like, well, I'll have all the Xbox games and I get the PlayStation games. Like, yeah, but it's a lot of money. Like,
My boss at work was like, I told him how I'm playing Doom. And he's like, is that on Game Pass day one as well? It's like, yeah. Microsoft owns Bethesda, remember?
I've been hearing a lot more people actually understanding that it's on Game Pass. Like a lot of people I know that don't play on Xbox, but they have a PC. And they're like, oh shit, yeah, it's on my PC Game Pass.
He's playing Expedition
stoked.
33.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I just saw Expedition 33 appear, so I started playing it. I was like, yeah.
My
Game Pass is
boy,
fucking amazing.
my boy had all his mates round, and they're all PlayStation kids, and they were obviously quizzing me, and they're like, "Do you have GTA 6 yet?" And I was like, "Maybe." It was like classic, like you're only 11, you don't really understand how any of this works. But then, like they were like, "Yeah, but we're PlayStation. PlayStation's better." I was like, "Is it?" Jacob's got 450 games right now. Do you just play anything? It's like, yeah, but does he have this? Yeah, it's in his subscription. And then they were just like, what? And then one of my mates used to be my drummer in my band when I was younger. He turned up to pick his kid up, and his kid literally looked at him and went, "Jacob's dad's so cool. I want an Xbox." Like, my work here is done. It's fine.
Was that Pete Best?
Well, my mate,
No.
my
Yeah,
mate
the old
is a
drummer.
drummer in my band.
Mhm.
No,
My
Okay, I was gonna
son,
say
his name's Russ.
Oh, okay.
my son has become so PlayStation now that even
Right.
when I ban him from the PlayStation from playing Fortnite, he doesn't even think to just play it on his Xbox. He doesn't even think to play it on his Xbox.
He
when I
doesn't
ban him from
rumble well enough,
PS5.
Papa. Papa.
Like, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. It's because all his friends are on PS5. He's like, but then how will I talk to them?
Discord.
Okay, Fortnite's got its own fucking party chat, dummy.
Or just use Discord.
I don't even have to use party chat. No, my son doesn't have Discord.
That you know
I'll let
of.
a 10-year-old have Discord. 9-year-old. He hasn't turned 10 yet.
However old more
Next
kiddies.
question. Next question. Grand benefactor, Ashashin. Hello to John, Nick, and Jesse. Yesterday,
Hello.
I started replaying Batman Arkham Asylum at 1:39 p.m. and somehow got the platinum trophy at 12:29 a.m. Oh my god.
Nice.
Fastest 100% I ever got for a video game. Surprised the hell out of myself, lol. My question is, with Nintendo and Microsoft Gaming having big events coming in June, do you think Sony will announce theirs soon? They have Ghost of Yotei, Lost Soul Aside, and Death Stranding 2 they have to start talking about soon. And they said we would see gameplay of Saros this summer. I think it's about time for a showcase, but what do you guys think? Thanks for all you guys do.
I don't. There's been no indication that they're ready to have a showcase, but you never know.
Aren't there rumors? About one? I had someone DM me on Twitter going, "Have you heard anything? You're always spot on with this stuff." I was like, I have not heard anything about a PlayStation show.
They're also September for showcases, aren't they?
Yeah,
like I don't think they've got specific times, do they?
Amit in the chat said they've already given dates for all of those games. So, you know, the question becomes, like, what are they showing that's new or surprising?
I find Sony's behavior so odd. Like, why not bundle all this stuff up and hold on to it and have a showcase?
Because, honestly, they don't need to. It doesn't matter how
Alright.
much, like,
The
their
very
pundits
first-
will whine about it.
Just the YouTube video.
The very first PlayStation showcase, September 2020. The second, September of 2021. The third, May of 2023.
Yeah, they had one in May.
Yeah, and that was the worst one by far. It was terrible.
Because they've still got Wolverine. They've still got more Marvel stuff they can announce and or show.
I think they need to. It needs to be the more closer stuff. Like they've already shown Intergalactic. They've already shown Saros. Like it's weird. They've already shown so much,
Yeah.
and they just had a state of play for
it is really
Borderlands.
weird.
Like I'm not. They'll probably have a state of play for. They might have a Death Stranding state of play. They might have a Ghost of Yotei state of play. I don't know if they've got enough other stuff for full-on
So what?
showcase.
That means the next showcase is going to be PlayStation 6.
I mean, they haven't had a showcase since, 2023? They've had 3 in the last 5-ish years. So, I don't know. And they will be at Jeff stuff. Like, they'll be at the Game Awards. They'll be at... So what happens every year, if they don't have a showcase, they will be at the Game Awards, and they'll have multiple things, and people will be furious that Microsoft wasn't there, ignoring the 14 other shows that Microsoft was either a part of or had themselves. Like,
Even though Microsoft could single-handedly bring E3 back on their own.
People got so pissed about the Game Awards last year because Sony was there with a couple of things. And Microsoft wasn't there at all. But then Microsoft had an amazing Dev Direct a month later. So who knows?
Microsoft could just be like, here's an Xbox show, and then a couple of days later, here's a Bethesda show, and then a couple of days later, here's an Activision show, and just have a fucking E3 week if they wanted to.
I was just talking about the thing specifically branded as the PlayStation Showcase. Assassin. They've had 3, according to Wikipedia.
That's funny.
Yeah, the Xbox had the one thing with Outer Worlds too, and that wasn't enough for people. We are spoiled.
Yeah.
JD. I don't know what JD stands for. John Doe.
It's Vance.
James Dean.
It's Mr. Vance.
Maybe. True. Hey, dudes. With a recent rise of tariffs now affecting gaming and every other type of media that we enjoy, I understand why Xbox is doing it. I don't have to like it, but I understand. But if it doesn't hit by now that I'm writing this or this Saturday, when do you think Sony is going to finally reveal their price increase? I'm going to guess a PS5 Pro is going to be $850, while base digital will be $550. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Maybe they won't.
Yeah. Some are still just waiting to see exactly what they end up being as well. Like, it'll probably go up. Like, they've already gone up everywhere but the US. So it's like, they didn't put the Pro up anywhere, but it went up in the UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand already. So
yes.
Do they make it global? Do they do the US, or do they keep pushing? Because they are also talking constantly about getting better margins. So losing more money on consoles isn't going to help with that. And they've now got the built-in excuse to raise the floor, because like the tariffs are a legitimate reason. The excuse is, well, it's not that they'll ever go back down, because like you could lower them in a month and Microsoft's not going to put them down. So I don't know, but probably sooner than later, once it's if it ever becomes more clear how the hell this whole situation's going to play out.
Yeah.
Changes on a social media post whim. They're doing a whole series of discussions in Europe right now, I think, between the US and China. So we'll see. No, fucking
Looking
no.
forward to this next question.
News from
CJ
Jonathan
93.
Clark. Aw, we got a press release. That's nice.
Looking forward to this one. Hey, gents. Hope you all had a good week. I'm off on holiday to Zakynthos, which is in Greece,
Yeah, no shit.
this weekend, and we'll be listening to the podcast by the pool.
Very nice.
My question this week is, what has been your favorite holiday vacations you've been on? Have a great weekend. It's funny you mentioned that, CJ. That it's great that you're in Zakynthos. I've been to Zakynthos, went in 2018, and that was probably my favorite holiday. My holiday to Greece in 2018. And Zakynthos was probably my second favorite spot that we went to there behind Santorini. Santorini was just incredible. And I was partially spoiled by the hotel we were staying in Santorini, which was just an incredible hotel, which I think made it seem better than it was. But I absolutely loved Zakynthos. Zakynthos was amazing.
I haven't actually been on a proper holiday since 2001.
Germany was good last year, but that wasn't like a holiday.
It wasn't a holiday.
That
For
was-
John especially, it was.
different.
For Nick, it was mostly a holiday, but you know.
Yeah.
Not really.
Like, I would love to, like, when I sell this house, and I've had like a bunch of viewings this week as well, which has been fun to juggle. So I've got to keep the house in like permanent showroom fucking mode. I'm like, kids, put that away. There is a part of me that's like, I'll have a load of money. I'm not immediately rushing out to go buy another house because I can't afford it. I'm like, do I just throw like several grand and just do one of those like crazy all-in while the kids are still young Disneyland bullshit holiday things that they could just, oh wow, we did that, and it was, you know, do all the Star Wars shit and just go nuts because I'll never be able to justify it again financially. I don't know.
In America?
Yeah.
You're white enough, you'll be safe.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm pretty swarthy looking.
Well, just you bring the dummy phone so they don't go through your social media, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, no, I haven't been able to afford a proper holiday for a very, very long time. But I'm also not one of those people that's like, oh, I'll just drop like, I don't know, a couple of grand to go somewhere sunny. Like, it doesn't necessarily always make sense in my brain.
Yeah, I don't do that either.
It's a lot of money.
We're going to Queensland in July, but we do that pretty much every year now to go to the football.
Yeah.
Collingwood plays on the Gold Coast each year in like June, July. So we've just sort of made it a family thing where we'll go watch the footy and spend a few days on the Gold Coast.
Very
It's
nice.
a beautiful restaurant. Like, I go on about Melbourne's food, but the best pizza I've ever had is at a restaurant called Coug, Koi, Koi, on the Gold Coast. So for anyone listening, I think Epic Treasure is up there. There's a place called Koi on the Gold Coast that does the best wood fire pizza I've ever had in my life. And it pains me to say that because it's not in Melbourne. But I have a sneaking suspicion that the owner of Koi is originally from Melbourne, because that restaurant is a very Melbourne vibe restaurant and the food is incredible.
Nice.
But yeah. And I will be going back to Koi this year because my daughter is also obsessed with that pizza. She doesn't stop talking about it. She now only wants wood fire pizza. Ever since eating there, she will not eat any other pizza unless it's wood fire pizza. And she's just obsessed with it.
I did a thing. I was not paying attention because I did a thing. I went to giantbomb.com/get premium and I signed up because I am very, very excited. I'm also a Patreon on the XboxEra patron. I do $1. I'm grandfathered in. But yeah, for my there's $5 people left. You can't get rid of them. You have to always offer it, even if you don't give them anything anymore. The only I did one vacation that was like a surprise out of nowhere. I think it was 5th grade when things weren't going great in school because I just swapped schools. And my mom just walked in one day and said, "You've got a dentist appointment." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then we just immediately went home and there was a luggage packed. And we took off and went to Disney World out of nowhere.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was
that'd be cool.
That was the best one I did until I took a week off. Amanda flew up for the first time to meet in person after knowing each other for many years online, which your family was still very scared about because I'm a terrifying looking man. And we went up to Sugarloaf Mountain where my aunt and uncle had a house on a golf course. And it was the first time she ever saw snow. And now we've been together ever since. And that was 2011.
Oh.
Hey, MVG's parents were terrified of him meeting me because I was a stranger on the internet.
An Australian stranger. They know all about that.
Yeah.
Australian Greek.
He's
No,
at least
no.
Greek. He's at least Greek. And then his parents met me and they were like, talking to me in Greek. I think they loved me by the end of it. Okay. Next question. ItzFinn. No essay this week, thank fuck.
I think we laughed enough last week where he's like, okay, I'll make it a little shorter.
Good evening / morning, John, Nick, and Jesse. Hope your weekend is well. I'll probably save some questions towards we get closer to Summer Games Fest / Xbox Showcase time. Some light-hearted questions. No essay questions for today. You're probably sick of reading them, and I know John would skip them. 2 questions for fun. Number 1. If you were to erase your memory of re-listen of that one video game soundtrack, which one would it be? My pick is the Halo soundtrack.
It's probably
Number
recency
2,
bias, but Expedition 33.
Number 2, ice cream or chips for snacks? Cheers and have a good evening, gentlemen. For me, the soundtrack is Streets of Rage 2.
Soundtrack.
I'll be covering it, Ryan. I've got code already on Xbox. I got all the Destiny 2 stuff they announced. You sent me the $100 edition.
Oh, man. I don't know.
And the type
I
of
don't know.
chips matters depending on what country ItzFinn is from.
Yeah, like I don't care for chips, as in potato fries.
Crisps. Yeah.
No,
For me,
crisps
it's a
fine,
mood
but-
thing.
Mm.
Sometimes I'm in the mood for chips. Other
Mm.
times I'm in the mood for ice cream. If it's an ice cream, then I'm getting a connoisseur ice cream, the Cafe Grande connoisseur ice cream, which is amazing. If it's chips, like that sort of thing, maybe TV snacks, Tim Tams. I know John loves Tim Tams now.
Tim Tams are pretty good. I'm going to go with Mass Effect 1.
2 has better music.
I can't remember.
2 is the one that's got the most catchy music. 1 was more like
maybe it's-
spacey, weird, and then 2 was more spacey, orchestral, like bombastic.
Oh, maybe 2 then.
Yeah.
One of those. There you go.
I just remembered Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct soundtrack's incredible too.
Mm.
But Streets of Rage 2, man.
Another one that would be up there for me is
Oh man, Streets
Christ,
of Rage
I
2.
can't remember the name of it. The Immortals Phoenix Rising. Like that soundtrack really helped that game. My feelings. in
Don't
that one.
remember a single
Oh,
tune from
it had
that
some-
game.
it
Love
had
the
some good
game.
ones.
Don't remember a single tune from it.
My son's playing that game. It's good.
It's a good game. Next question, Jesse brother. Happy podcast 262 and Mother's Day to all, except the British mothers. Now I know Australia is different hemisphere, so their seasons are the opposite to the northern hemispheres. But how is it that their politics are also opposite? At least as far as what they name their political parties, yes. Nick had mentioned it last week, but the more I look into it, the less it makes sense. They not only call their Conservative Party the Liberal Party, but they even display it with the colour blue. So, this week's question is for Nick. Please enlighten me on how that shit happened. And if you can't, perhaps ItzFinn can do it so with another 30-page dissertation. At least they lost, because that idiot Dutton thought the orange arsehole's endorsement would help him, and per usual, everything Tiny Hands touches crashes like the US economy, or turns invisible like his accordion. I got no idea about Australian politics. I know the parties, and I know that Labor is our Democrats, and Liberal is our Conservatives, whatever, our Republicans. The funny thing is, after Albo won, they interviewed Donald Trump as he was getting on a plane. And, you know, I really like the Australian Prime Minister, Albanese. He's a nice person. We have a great relationship. He goes, I don't know who the other guy is. I've never heard of him.
Wow.
I couldn't stop laughing. Because Dutton is like, he's so dumb. Like, he's just really stupid. And I'm like, this. Everyone was like, because people are in that mode where they're hating Albanese, the Labor guy, and everyone's like, oh, Labor's going to lose. And this was this was the opportunity to get rid of Labor if they were going to get rid of them, because everyone was in full heightened hate for Labor. And I was sitting back like, Labor's going to win because Dutton's a fucking moron. Like, he's a full idiot. Like, he's not going to win. Like, if Liberal wanted to win, they could pick anyone else and they would have won. Yet for some reason they stuck with him. I have no idea why. And they got demolished. It was an absolute landslide. I'm like, yeah, that was always going to happen. Dutton is an idiot. He's got like no idea. Like, at least Trump believes his stupidity, right?
I don't know if that's
stupidity-
true. I think he just.
Nah, he does. He full believes it,
No.
and he full backs it, and
Pretty
he's full
much-
behind it.
Christ, getting super political, but this second campaign was mostly run to stay out of jail and make money. They made a ton of money. They made like $3 billion in 3 months. They stayed out of jail. Outside of that, every time he answers a question, it's "I've got great lawyers," or "That's what my guys tell me." He doesn't actually care about any of it. He's just going with what his administration is telling him is going on.
Nah, he full believes it. Where Dutton was just saying stuff, and Dutton is like, "Oh, I'm just going to say similar things to what Trump says. That'll help."
I think I'm hearing Nick
Like,
through
nah,
your
bro.
other earbud, John.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
just
know,
where
I'm hearing myself as well.
it's just where I lean forward like that for a second.
I'm hearing myself too.
Yeah.
China.
China.
He makes me laugh so much.
Because he's a fucking moron. Oh no, that's it. I'm not getting into the US.
He does. He really makes me laugh whenever I hear him talk. I can't stop laughing. Next question.
Okay, fine. You beat me.
A statement. Hope you gents have a good Mother's Day. But I'm going to say is this and never more, and that's it. The partnership of MS and Nintendo is going to be Xbox ports to the Switch. That's the Darkwing Duck scene of those two behind the game industrial scene.
No.
And there, I set off my chest and thank you.
Nope, that would not be a partnership. They are just a publisher. They can publish any game they want. They don't have to get a partnership for that.
It's funny because it's been so many years and I keep asking if I can just say what that was. And they're like, nope. I don't know why. I have no idea why because it's never going to be a thing. It's clearly got called off, whatever. And I still am not allowed to just say what that was. P.S. The reason why I was saying the partnership of those two, because not only Gears of War Reloaded is not only going to PlayStation, but potentially the Switch too, along with Forza 5, so it is inevitable that Halo gets a port to those two devices, since it is the one of the big three special Xbox games. So yeah, that. Why didn't Gears of War Reloaded get announced for Switch 2?
I haven't got dev kits yet.
Yeah, they just don't. If they had dev kits, they would have things announced for Switch 2. And you can probably guess why Activision had one game that they were able to get on there. Yeah, it seems pretty... Like, all we've heard around the Switch 2 is how unbelievably restricted with dev kits they've been. And how, especially with independent. So...
Fun times.
Like, we haven't heard of any of the PlayStation 2... Or the Switch 2 for PlayStation ports. It's just been Switch, even. So... That's Nintendo.
Okay. Next question. Didact 3. Happy Mother's Day, peeps. Quick question. If your mothers were capital G gamers, what kind of games would they play? My mum did play a game once, and she actually twice, and got into both games. Guitar Hero and Dance Central. My mum loved them both.
My mum loves gardening, so I'll say something like Stardew Valley.
Mm-hmm. My mom liked crappy romance novels, so I will say visual novel romance games. Romancylvania.
Oh,
Jesus.
My mum loved Guitar Hero and she loved Dance Central. She played the shit out of Dance Central. She got a 360 so she could have Dance Central at home.
You can still have Dance Central now.
She loved Dance Central.
Have you seen how you play Dance Central now? You swing your phone. Yeah, it reads your phone. And but you can doing the dance moves feels best, but it's reading your phone and the gyroscope and stuff.
Nothing will ever top Dance Central on a Kinect. Dance Central and Kinect was just next level dancing game experience. It was amazing. Next question. Maybe we should have read this one earlier. 99 Rukin. Hi everyone. Hope you have a great Mother's Day on Sunday. I want to start with what's happening with Pocket Pair now. Sucks that they got to remove content. I honestly hope Microsoft buys them to help them in this lawsuit. My question, how is any of this legal? Because think about this, what's stopping Nintendo from going after other companies if they win this for having mounts or any other thing they can say they own?
Yeah.
Because Nintendo are smart. They're assholes, but they're smart. Like earlier someone said, and I should have thought of this, and someone said it in the chat earlier, when I said, why aren't they going after Epic? Because you can fly mounts in Fortnite. And people are like, well, because Epic will fight back, and Epic will fucking... Epic's not...
Yeah, they mostly patent troll in Japan.
Yeah.
And they're going after the little guy. Because Nintendo is a bunch of assholes. So they're going after the little guy. They're not going to go after big companies or anything like that. Like, can't you ride mounts in Monster Hunter?
Yeah, you can ride mounts in tons of stuff. Like, tons of stuff I've had.
That's right.
Yeah. They have
they're not
incredibly
going after
basic
any of
game
them.
mechanic patents. Like they have the
They're not going
one
after
when you're
any of
behind
them.
something and it gives a little silhouette of your character.
Like, this is just Nintendo being fucking assholes. That's all it is. Okay.
It's no better
Next
answer.
question. Next question. Good old Collingwood. I'm talking about the UK TV comedy series Ghosts, which is about a bunch of ghosts from different eras of history who haunt a country house. There's also a US series, French, and a German series, which premiered this year. And there's an Australian series in pre-production. There's also a Greek series planned as well. So, Nick, what are Greek ghosts like? Is there a tradition of Greek ghosts and ghost stories? Also, Nick, have you bought AFL 26? No. I haven't had an AFL game since 98. 98 was the only one I bought, and then MVG gifted it to me when he came down last as well. I still have that. With Shane Crawford on the front by EA Sports. I don't know anything about Greek ghosts. I assume that Greek ghosts don't exist because they'd be too fucking lazy to get off their ass and bother haunting people.
They've got unibrows and they're into butt stuff.
So
Do you believe in ghosts?
me? Technically, no,
Technically?
because I'm not religious. So
I don't think you have to be religious to believe in ghosts.
It's definitely
Have you ever had a...
it's
they
a
go, don't they go hand in hand? They kind of go hand in hand, don't they?
I mean, I guess
If
you
you're not
can not be
believe in the
religious.
Then how could you believe in
It's
ghosts?
the supernatural. Like you follow the supernatural side because religion is supernatural in many ways and how it works.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they
Yeah.
kind of go hand in hand.
I'm kind of but
So-
I'm kind of torn, right? Because I don't believe in any religion. Like I'm an atheist, right? I can't prove that there is no God, but I don't believe there is one.
Mhm.
But and I would have said to you, I've never had like a supernatural experience, but I have had a supernatural experience, which was really eerie and fucking weird, and I can't explain it to this day. It was
Well,
like in my
you're probably
it was
asleep.
in
Tell
my
us
old
before.
it was in my old flat. And
John, what if
making a
I
cup
told
of
you to
tea.
be quiet right now and said, thank you, Ian Glenn, for joining the Xbox Era Patreon as an Xbox Era fan?
I approved him on the forums as well. Welcome, Ian,
Thank you.
to the Cool
Welcome.
Kids Club.
All right, back to your story.
Thanks.
Ian Glenn.
But yeah, I was making a cup of tea, and I thought I heard this voice in my ear, like, and it just said, "Dad," like that, like Alan, right? Like just Dad.
Yep.
And I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, I didn't think anything of it. A couple of nights later, same sort of time, because I was working night shifts, and this time I heard it, and it made all my hairs fucking stand up. And I was on a first floor flat, and I had a back door that was glass at the top half, and these rickety fucking stairs that go down to the garden. And I remember hearing it in my ear, almost like I could almost feel the breath. I remember looking at the direction of the sound, and it's my back door, and I could just see like someone was fucking standing there. And I freaked the fuck out, and I swung the fucking door open. No one was there. I can't ever explain that, but I swear,
You're having a mini stroke.
yeah, maybe. Blood pressure was already kicking in.
Mhm.
It was just weird. It was very, very freaky.
There are always
And
weird
really-
things that,
I don't know.
when they're not recorded or anything, it's really hard to know what happened. But I
Yeah.
don't believe in anything supernatural.
Yeah, I personally don't believe in ghosts. Strangely, I mean, it's probably just the. I sort of. I'm sure there's like. I kind of believe to an extent in spirituality and being in tune with things, if that makes sense. And the main reason I believe in that is because of something that happened to me personally. That you can just call it a coincidence, but to me it was beyond coincidence. So when I was 17, for some bizarre reason, I had one of those. You know how there are nights that you don't remember your dreams at all. There are nights that you vaguely remember your dreams, and then there are nights where you remember your dreams vividly. And this one night when I was around 17 years old, I had, for the first time in my life, right, 17 years of age, that's a lot of dreams if you think about it, every night for 17 years.
Yeah.
I had never in my life dreamt about my she's not my grandmother, she's my great aunt technically, but it's my my cousin's grandmother, and I was also close to her, and we were all very close back then when I was growing up with my cousins and stuff. And for the first time in my life, I dreamt about her. And in my dream, she died. Fucking random as fuck. I've never dreamed about this woman in my life. Anyway, my mum or my brother wakes me up in the morning, that morning, and goes, Nick, Tia Gregoria died. I was like, yeah, I know. And they go, what? I go, yeah, I know. Because I dreamt about it, like it was one of those very real dreams.
Dream. AKA got up, drove over to her house, killed her while in a stupor.
Killed her in my sleep.
Fugue stated it.
Yeah, like because I had such a vivid dream about it, it felt real. And then they woke me up in the morning and they're like, Tia Gregoria died. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And they were like, what? What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, I know. So I kind of believe in that stuff. Like, that's not supernatural, I don't think. I don't class that as supernatural. That, to me, is like a spiritual in-tune type thing. I don't know. It was just very weird that I'd never dreamt about this woman in my life and haven't dreamt about her since.
Nick, please don't kill me, Nick. No, stop.
No, you should have... That's Italian, but you should have been doing it from The Exorcist. Dimmy... Nistazo, why you do this, Dimmy? I'm so tired. Don't you remember from The Exorcist?
Yeah.
Why you do this, Dimmy?
Have you ever had those like dreams where I get this a lot? Like I will be having a really great dream, and then someone will wake you up, like the kids will wake you up, something wakes you up, and you're like, "Fuck, no, I need to go back to the dream," and somehow you can fall back to sleep and you're back in the dream.
No, never had that ever.
And I get that quite regularly, and I'm like, yeah, it's fucking great.
I've never had that ever in my life.
Great. And I've also had moments where I've been able to. I used to get a lot of sleep paralysis. I don't know if anyone else has ever had sleep paralysis. It's where your brain and your body are effectively like you're in a certain phase of sleep, like you're nearly there, but you are aware and you can feel the bed you're lying in.
Oh wow!
And it happened to
I've
happened to me. Like Google it. Honestly, it's a real thing, and I'm sure people listening
fake.
now. No, I'm just saying it's a thing, and it got to the point where I was getting sleep paralysis so much that, and it's like being paralyzed, and it would often accompany like really weird dreams that would start to freak you out. But then I was like, I am asleep, but I'm not. Okay, this isn't real. Toughen up. And I'd like, and honestly, you would sit there and you'd be like shaking, trying to get someone next to you to realize you're like, wake me up, I'm fucked. And it was really disconcerting. But
I know I've woken up, like I've fallen in dreams and then woken up as a result of the fall in my dream. I've had that before.
My
feels fucking weird. It feels so weird. One time I even fell out of my bed. Wow. And I was on bunk beds and I was on the top bed and I was like, straight out and woke up. I was like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
Probably got brain damage. Okay. Last question.
Yep.
Skedaddle. So, last week, Nick and Rand made sure the podcast ran for a whopping 5 hours. John,
unreal.
We can't let them hog the spotlight like that. I say we one-up them and shoot for a record-breaking 6 hours. Well, we're at 3 and we're basically done.
You know what we can do? I just hop on, we play some Doom, and we get in a lot of trouble with it.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
Which brings me to a question for you guys. Have you ever pulled an all-nighter or even longer for a wild gaming binge? How long did you go? And what game had you so completely hooked you just couldn't stop playing? I want to hear those marathon stories. We've had a similar question like this to this before.
Mine, the only one I would have had would have been doing raids in World of Warcraft. That would go unbelievably late because we were like so close to beating a boss. And then going to work and being so tired because I got 2 hours of sleep that I would hide in the racks of Maytag warehouse and sleep for an hour at a time.
Yeah,
on the clock.
I've done FIFA. I've done a FIFA all-nighter at a mate's house back in like 07 or 08. We just kept playing and then all of a sudden we noticed it was like fucking 6 a.m. I'm like, oh shit. I've done Mario Kart 64 at my best mate's house back in the day when we were like 16, 17 years old. He had a bunch of mates over and was just playing GoldenEye and Mario Kart like fucking all night.
Whoever loses is the bottom.
And more recently, in 2013 Xbox One launch, a bunch of mates stayed at my joint here and had the house all set up with. We all went out, bought our Xbox Ones, brought them all back here, set them all up, and just played. I played Killer Instinct and Dead Rising 3. We played till the next morning. We just played all the different launch games for Xbox One. Rise, like one of them had bought Rise, so he was set up on the main TV in the lounge, and we were all just watching him play Rise, and we were just like,
John, start writing
my
stories.
God.
Doom the Dark Ages preload finally up.
Yeah, I'll be tomorrow.
oh, nice,
get
77 gig.
It hits now.
Yeah, Rise was just like, we were gobsmacked watching him
such a
play
good-looking
Rise.
game.
Oh, gosh.
I've definitely done loads of all-nighters, like, because I used to work night shifts. Often I would get in and be like, right, it's my day off. I need to now prep for the night shift. And those were the good old days, like Halo 3 era. But we once did a LAN, like lots of LAN parties where you'd stay up till the sun's up, like time to turn it off. But like full-on, proper, not just an all-nighter, 24 hours. We made it to, I think, 21 of Halo 3, and it was during the Bungie versus the World playlist. And we were in a state of delirium at this point. Like, we could no longer shoot straight. We were fucked. But the funniest thing was Foxy, mate of mine, he bought like these little bottles of own brand energy drinks, and he drank them too much, and his skin started to turn blue. He was like shaking. I was like, okay, no more caffeine for you. You're in a bad way. Time to stop.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was good times. It was fun. It was fun.
God.
Got a super chat before we end the show.
Super chat from Jason. The only reason Nick's word file is large is not because he rambles, it's because he has to read the plethora of community questions. True? Yeah, exactly. It is the
That's
community
all right, mate.
questions. That's when the wave file grows.
I'll
at
help
the end.
out. Yeah, it's no worries. I can take some.
No.
No.
You guys
I guess I
talk
can
the
do
rest
this
of the
one.
show. I need my time to talk. And you've got an extra show, two shows that you do together where I'm
That's
not
true.
on to talk.
That is
This
true.
is my time to shine.
It's my time.
It was you talk so much, we made our own show so we could actually say something.
But hey,
The benefit is that that's what gets more. That's content, patrons, and then
that's what it's all
we get
about,
more
baby.
subscribers. See?
If you
what
want
it's all
Nick on
about.
more stuff, triple our Patreon and we could maybe hire him.
Yeah. Come on,
And I
the
mean at
Nintendo
least triple.
podcast that I've been dying to do.
No,
and
that's not
do
gonna get anyone in
PlayStation
here.
Phone. And we can do the Sick and Nick's flicks every week, hopefully.
Yeah, because we need to do the movie commentary soon.
We need to do another Sick and Nick's flicks for May. Did we do
Yep.
one in April? We did one at the start of April, didn't we?
Yeah, we can do one next week. We'll be fine.
I want to try and see Thunderbolts. Should we do Thunderbolts?
Yeah,
My wife and I would like to go see Thunderbolts.
deal.
It's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, so I've heard. But that's it. That's episode
the end of
262.
Ciao.
It's all over, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back on Tuesday with another episode of Headlines to kick off the week. Stick around, pay attention to things, because on Monday, with any luck, and as long as things don't go horrifically wrong, Console Wars, the card game, will be officially available at retail in the UK, North America, and Europe, which is incredibly exciting and somewhat terrifying, because it's probably
No
all gonna go
Australia.
wrong. No Australia right now, but maybe soon. Honestly, it's a lot of work. But many thanks to everybody that's picked it up. Thanks to all of our patrons for the support, for our backers, for everything, really, because being able to do all this stuff is super cool, and we appreciate you.
PayPal, if you want us to be able to go to Gamescom and stuff like that, it's probably the only chance we have. The link is in the chat.
Things are tight. Help
myself-
us out if you can.
So far, myself, Pre-Drag, and I think John are all accredited for it. John can definitely go if we have any type of money, but any other of us, it's a lot.
Last super chat to see us out from Jordan Andau.
Jordan Andow with a super chat. It's been a while. Don't worry, I still love you. Just had no PC for nearly 2 months.
yeah.
So I've been catching up on work. Jesus.
Yep.
Nice. Nice.
And if
I'm
any
glad your
super
PC's
rich
working
people
again.
are- if any super rich people are watching and want to send me to Gamescom or SGF,
If you've got 10 grand,
Yeah, sign up.
all my money has gone to this house stuff so that we don't have to move, which would probably cost us more money. So we have
And
to
here
spend
I am
money
having to move.
to not have to then spend more money. Because I
no,
love
Doom
this
the
new
Dark
setup.
Ages is a
Right,
74 gig download on Xbox, if memory serves.
Nice.
77 is what I remember.
Anyway, look at that. The piano's faded out. Many thanks to everybody.
Thanks,
Ciao
everyone.
for now.
Ciao for now.
By the way, for anyone still there, as I turn down all this music, why is there 2 songs? All right, it's fixed. Anyone still here? Amanda's going to be streaming some Lost Records, Bloom, and Rage tomorrow on the channel. So please come out and hang out for Getting Liminal with Lucy. Thank you. God bless. Hail Satan. Yes, GOC, I will. It'll be all my setup and everything, but making it look more Amanda-ish.